Okay, so what happened last time? Last time was, I believe, literally just combat. You guys walked into the desert, you saw a bunch of meandering dead. You said, well, that's kind of fucked, and then you got rid of them. And you also defeated a gray beast that was wandering around the area, defending the villages that were nearby. I believe you got like 10 gold and a shield to do the job, so you did the
Yep.
job. Good job. Uh, Other than that, nothing really insane happened. It was quite literally just a little combat session. Um, Remind me, am I missing anything?
Not that I can think of.
We
Well,
dug.
oh, you received a letter from Lothair.
Oh yeah, we did.
Yeah.
And then we learned the repercussions of that.
Yeah, you learned that actions have consequences.
Godfried is the central linchpin holding together the universe, or his mom was at least. Jesus Christ.
And then
Who can say?
and then she passed it down to him. Unfortunately.
Who can say? Who can say? But yes, Lothair, judging by her supports, apparently has beef with the Alika, Godfried, etc. family. But you don't know why. You just know that she does. Alright. So, we are starting off. You guys have finished battle, and it's time to meander on towards that big obelisk you see in the distance. You guys wanted to check it out. It's gonna be a couple days travel, though. So, can I get a traversal check?
I
Chepathy, I believe, is our resident.
Sure.
Alright, pick a victim.
Wait, no, Andrew. What is the highest proficiency bonus that Archibald has on traversal?
The base proficiency is +5.
Okay. It's also +5, so yeah, it doesn't matter, sorry. Do you want Octavia to be the victim?
I guess if you're offering,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, it's fine.
Victim is always such a choice word from Sam.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it, King.
Fuck you.
He just likes inflicting things.
Also,
you know?
Inflicts you.
Earlier I said, I think maybe before some people got here, that my bet was that we were going to get photoshopped up onto the 2001 obelisk. I'd like to change my statement. I think it's going to be one of those weird monoliths that popped up all around the U.S. like a year or two ago.
Can you hold your horses?
Oh my God.
We'll get there when we get there.
I'm pretty sure. I'm wrecking. Sam has gone through a lot of phases as far as obelisks go in the time. If I go 2001 and then I go, what's the next biggest? What's the other time I saw Sam go absolutely ape shit over a rock sticking out of the ground? That's the one. So that's what I'm going with.
Sam likes creepy things.
I like rock. But anyways,
that's it.
check.
17.
17. You managed to make it through a few days of desert travel, mostly unharmed. The worst you get is a couple of you, those of you with fairer skin, get some sunburns. Because it is summer in the desert, and by God, does the desert want you to know that. You do learn, however, if you didn't already know this, that the Eid gets very cold at night. Hot during the day and cold at night. So, don't dump all your winter clothes just yet. Gare still holds on to his coat, even if he can't wear it during the day. But after another long day of traveling, you guys, you find a good camping spot. Maybe there's a little lake of water around a tiny oasis. So you park your stuff, and you can start setting up for camp.
Yeah.
Is there anything anyone would like to do before I continue?
Is it nighttime?
It's evening. It's evening.
Okay.
It's starting to cool down.
I assume that the impossibly tall structure is getting closer and impossibly taller.
Yeah, you can. In fact, the Eid isn't completely flat. It's a little bit hilly. There's dunes. You can now see the base of the structure. It's perhaps half a day's walk away.
Nice.
Still impossibly tall?
Oh, yeah, it's big as fuck.
Right.
At this angle, you are struggling to see the top of it now.
Fun.
Now, are we like in the direction where you probably didn't think of this at all? I don't know why I'm asking, but
I can
like,
pull up the map.
are
Hold on,
we in
I'm
like
still
the
on the map.
shadow of the? Just for effect purposes, are
You're
we in
like,
the
yeah,
shadow?
you're like right here.
So wait, sun
So,
rises in the east, sets in the west. So
so we're gonna get baked in the morning.
in the morning, but right now we've been walking in like the shadow of a impossibly tall god tower for like
That's fun.
that's the traversal. We're using the shade of the what the fuck tower.
Hmm. Yeah, that's probably the
I
only
mean, if it
reason you
works, it
guys haven't
works.
literally gotten fried.
Yeah. I think as it starts to cool down, Octavia puts on. Actually, I was curious because Octavia gave her coat to be like, please make this more fashionable to Ira.
Mm-hmm.
So, was it made more fashionable?
Yeah, she gave it back. It's still a gray wool coat. You know, she can't work miracles. She's not an alchemist.
Yeah.
But you know, it's been cut to be a little bit more flattering. There's like some gold detailing on the edges now. It's not like, ooh, I have to wear this to my next royal event, but it's not like I pulled this out of a garbage. You know? It's
Success.
it's classy
the
enough where
only
no one would give you a weird look if you wore it pretty much anywhere.
Hooray.
Win for Octavia's anywhere, everywhere.
Yes,
Anywhere.
absolutely.
Nice.
Everywhere. I would say then. Does anyone know what you burn in the desert besides dung to make a fire? That's the first thing that comes off the top of my head.
There you
Grass.
are next to like a little oasis, so there are like
Okay,
weed
so
plants.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
know, the odd
Okay.
what do they call those things? Tumbleweeds. The odd tumbleweed here and
Yeah.
out.
Okay, Octavia ties her coat around her waist and starts looking for things to start a fire with, and she'll put on her coat once it gets cold.
Excellent.
Edwin probably volunteers to help her with that.
Ew. As they're going, she probably asks, "How's your rash?"
Sam hasn't changed at all.
It's still pretty much the same amount of like mild itchiness every morning, but then it tends to like fade by the afternoon, and then you wake up and it's itchy again.
Okay. Edwin just shrugs and says like it's still there. It's fine though.
Okay. Well, if you got around here, maybe. Well, I'm not really good at herb foraging, so maybe. Oh well, Godfrey can keep looking at it, and we'll just keep an eye on it.
Yeah. Maybe when we get to somewhere that actually has merchants, they might have something for it.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. But well, Arwell's a far place where we're gonna meet up with the merchants. Still pretty far.
Yeah, that's okay though. I'll be fine.
Okay.
It's not like it's like actual injury.
Yeah. Don't try to get any more of those.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
I know you are. I'll try my best to make sure that you don't.
Edwin probably just looks like a little bit embarrassed.
And
Aw.
Octavia's like, no, Edwin, I don't. I look, it. Even though we're friends, it's still technically my job to watch out for you.
Yeah, I know. And you guys are all more experienced at traveling and stuff. So I
Well,
get it.
well, by the time we reach, well, by the time we get back to Cadane, you're gonna be a seasoned traveler yourself.
That's true. We've kind of been all over this place.
We really have.
Well, I hope it's soon that we go home.
You think the Book of Naga's in Valhalla?
Oh, definitely. I mean, if it's actually important to them, they would keep it there.
Right.
But we're almost there, so.
Yeah. All we have left is, and then Octavia like stands up and puts her arms wide to show the aid. This.
Yeah.
Not long at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
Comparatively. Okay. Anything else you want them to talk about?
Probably not right now. Edwin just
Okay.
wanted to help out with chores.
Yeah. Okay. Do we have to do a roll, Sam, or do we find enough to make a fire?
No, you find enough to make a fire. There's obviously plants around.
Okay, then cool.
Cool.
We get enough and then we go back to
You
camp.
got a 1, you don't find a single plant, trips over a reed bush. Alright, Valente, what are you up to?
Oh God. What is? I don't know. Just
Vibes.
I think he is. I think he's going to be helping out Garlic because horse on sand equals rough and
Unhappy horse.
it's getting caught. Yeah, so Valente's doing some farrier duties, which is like cleaning out his hooves and his horseshoe and stuff, and just making sure that Garlic isn't overtired because walking in sand makes his legs hurt.
Valid. Archibald, what are you up to?
I mean, at the start, when they were all doing their things, I'd probably be, or Archibald would probably be looking around the oasis because, I mean, an oasis by a structure in the desert feels like. Was this ever any sign that this was ever used at any point? Like
No,
travel
this
paths or whatever?
oasis is not very large. It seems to be kind of like a newer installation. The once in a lifetime rainstorm maybe swept through recently and now a couple plants have settled in. There's a little bit of a puddle. It's not like the fishing town of no.
It's a mud puddle.
Yeah, basically. But like there's water enough to like drink probably. Maybe do a little bit of a bath.
Huh. Well, after walking around and seeing nothing, I guess Archibald's probably just sort of staring up at the tower in the distance, like just sort of thinking to himself, like, if I stare at it long enough, maybe it'll reveal something. It won't. Unless I can roll for something, which I doubt.
I mean you can roll for whatever you want, but in the meantime, I just disabled something that I didn't mean to. There it is. Chevy was right. Fuck you. The gang go to Utah. Anyways.
Oh my God! Wait, I'm there.
Dwyer, they're outside.
Yeah,
Let them in.
I'm not down in Zion. That's where all the Mormons live, and I can't do that. But I could drive like 3 hours and be at that exact location.
3 hours until obelisk time? Oh boy, what a steal.
Yeah.
I would have to drive many days.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
if that was something I was interested in, straight up in like a few days you'd see me selfie at that exact location.
Selfie at the obelisk.
But I hate driving, so I won't be doing that.
So valid. Fair enough. Well, your little guy is here, so that counts.
Yeah.
Valente selfie at the obelisk. But anywho, you were saying, Archibald.
Yeah, I'm allowed to roll something.
Yeah, you can roll whatever you want.
Do I take the more reasonable, the more topical, potentially magic rolls, or do I take the history because it's an actual stat I have?
Whatever you like, King.
Let's go safe with history.
Okay.
Sure. 17 again.
Well, you know that this certainly wasn't here when you were around. And
Oh, that's significant.
and it does seem to be the obelisk from the story. So, other than that, you can't really determine too much without getting closer.
Oh
Does it have a
God.
door?
What?
Do you think does it have a door or anything?
You are
Or is
too
it
far
just
away to see that information.
okay?
I mean,
You're
I
a
do try
half
to
day's
climb-
travel.
I do try to
Oh, wait,
climb it, so.
So what you're saying, Sam, is that someone constructed an impossibly high, presumably magical tower to the heavens in the time since I was last here, within my lifetime, without and no one around, no one that we've talked to like thinks it's like it's just sort of weirdly accepted. Okay, huh. That's another conspiracy for the board. Can't wait to crack that one.
How can I blame Gare for this? No.
No.
No, you mean Godfrey.
How can I blame Godfrey for this? Who could say? Maybe it's all connected.
Oh God.
His
That
sister's
would be a
just like
fucking
there.
doozy.
His sister's just like the wizard of the tower. It's like, God damn it!
Ah,
I
the
have
wizard
so
known
many
as Steven.
theories about Godfrey's sister.
Oh,
So many.
oh boy. Why don't you just ask him?
No, I'm not gonna
Doesn't
tell.
like talking about things.
True.
Yeah,
Valid.
I can't. Yeah.
You can make rolls
It's-
against him. You can persuade him to talk about things.
Yeah, but it also has to
you
come
don't-
up organically in the conversation. I feel like.
True. You can't just walk up to people and be like, "Where is your sister?"
Yeah. It also.
Hey, is your sister dead? Did something absurdly
Sam.
violent happen to her?
Sam, I gave you ammo. I gave you
I
ammo.
know you
for
gave me
Octavia.
ammo. You
to-
gave me a
to
lot of
bring up.
ammo for Octavia. I'm pointing the
Oh,
whole
boy.
revolver at her. Anyways,
God.
Oh my
Um,
god.
Sam over the break. I don't know if she DM'd everyone, but she definitely DM'd me. And she's like, "What do you want me to fuck Valente up with?" And I was like,
no,
"Here are the ideas."
I DM'd everyone except Andrew because Andrew already got Beatrix, and I don't want
Uh-huh.
Andrew to double dip because I know, regardless what happens, he's gonna have the opportunity to have fun with what happens in the future. So
Oh, God.
Archibald already had his
Mhm.
moment. I want to make sure everyone else has their moments, and I'm happy you all give me information. Now I know vaguely what directions to do. But anyways, Archibald, yeah, this thing was not built during your tenure at Jugdral Prison 101 or whatever happened in the basement there. So fairly new structure. As far as you can tell, it is in fact one solid structure, not made of bricks. But other than that, it's a little far away.
Solid, not brick, like
Not brick.
carved.
Not brick.
Oh, good. It gets better and better.
Is there anything else you want to
Cool.
do, or are you just observing the obelisk?
No, he's just kind of, at least until sundown really hits, he's just gonna watch it, just in case. TM.
Okay. While you guys are collecting reeds and tending to your horse and watching the obelisk, Amalthea is trying very hard to pitch a tent in sand. Every night
Oh,
she's been trying to
no.
do this, and every night she has failed spectacularly. For whatever reason, the sticks she uses to prop up the canvas of her tent just kind of slide out of the sand. Sometimes in the middle of the night, directly on top of her.
Oh,
So
no.
she's just kind of like wildly beating the sand with a stick at this point, frustrated with the landscape.
Octavia goes up. Hey, can I see your tent poles?
She hands them to you. Like, get these away from me. They've slighted me for the last time.
What type are they? Are they the same as the other ones that we have, or?
Amalthea's tent is the same tent that she brought with her originally, so, some sort of already owned item. It seems to be of vaguely Arcanean make, But the tent poles have been replaced with just sticks that she seems to have found in the woods.
Hey, Malthea,
Yeah?
I don't think these types of sticks are gonna cut it in this type of terrain.
Well, what other sticks am I supposed to use? There's no sticks in the desert.
That's true.
Oh,
But we do have someone that maybe could make these sticks into something that is usable. And Octavia turns to see what Gottfried is doing.
Godfried is also setting up his own tent. He's having much less trouble with the sticks. Probably because he's using an actual, like, tent and not
Yeah,
an assemblage.
yeah. Octavia walks with Amalthea over to Gottfried.
He notices you coming and just kind of, like, looks at you, like, what do you want?
Do you have any way or any materials that could make these? And she holds out the sticks in her hands into tent poles.
He looks at the sticks and he takes one of them, and as he takes it, you can see that the sticks are kind of like they've been through it. Like, you guys have slept on
Yeah.
rainy nights. So, like, when he takes
Yeah.
it in his hand, it kind of, like, squishes a little bit.
Oh.
Like, this is not... And he, like, looks at it, and he makes a face at it, and he says, well, if it wasn't extremely old, I could probably make something out of it, but these are not usable.
Oh dear.
At that moment, Archibald walks up holding a lichen-covered stick that he got when one of the other party members dropped it like 10 sessions
Oh
ago.
my god, the Gare stick callback?
Yeah,
Stick call that.
I have had that in my inventory for a gag for the last few weeks of my life.
This is why we pick up everything we see.
Is this? Is it? Yeah, I mean, this one's got like plants on it, but I haven't been pitching tents with it because it's,
Amalthea grabs the stick from you and then promptly tries to, like, bend it with her hands. It does not
Octavia's like,
bend.
"Hey!"
It doesn't bend.
Huh.
But it does, like, crunch, because it is covered in lichen and moss and all that other good stuff.
Ew.
It gets all over
It
her
was a-
hands.
Oh, I
Ew.
wouldn't have. Oh, okay.
It doesn't break. It doesn't break. Just the outer coating of it is very, well loved by nature. But
Octavia tries to brush
Gross.
some of it that gets on Amalthea like,
this is pretty gross. Did you find this in the desert?
No.
Where'd you
I
get it?
found that in. I don't know. I picked it up in the woods. Like, Sam, how long has it actually been in Canada? I
It's
don't
been
fucking
like
know.
at least a month and a half. I believe probably longer. Because you picked that up on your way back from Luan, right?
I picked.
yeah, because
yeah.
that was the first lesson.
You were on the other side
Yeah.
of the continent, so it's been a hot minute.
Yeah. Somewhere around in the wood. It's from the woods around Luan, actually.
Wait,
I don't know.
is this the stick Gare was using?
From where Gare is also pitching his tent, you see his head pop up, and then very quietly, because he's kind of far away, he goes, "Oh, my stick."
Archibald's like, Gare? I don't know. What? I don't know anything about that. I just saw a stick. Thought it might come in handy. I don't know.
Gare disappears
someone over the
and
head.
going back to his
Oh, poor-
business.
Gare. Well, Octavia looks to Godfrey. Well, if we remove the remaining lichen, do you think this would work?
He takes the stick from Amalthea, carefully putting his hand where she had already cleared most of the gunk away just by holding it. And then he pulls his knife out from his belt and he just, like, kind of gets to work peeling the nasty parts off of it while making kind of a disgusted face. But when he's done, the stick is much cleaner and probably sturdy enough to hold up a tent.
Hey!
He hands it back to her and then like brushes his hand off, like, ugh, gross.
Thank you. And Amalthea, your tent can finally pitch until we find a merchant to buy some actual tent poles from.
She holds the stick above her head, goes, woo! And then runs off back to her tent to go pitch her little living area for the night.
Octavia, like, brushes her hands together to make sure any excess lichen is off her.
Gross.
Gross.
Distantly, you hear Val go, I have soap.
Octavia goes in the direction of Val to get the soap.
I love this adventuring party.
Archibald just watching a bit of that. Too many names, too similar. Watching Amalthea run away with the stick, just mutters to no one and anyone who happens to be nearby, why do we keep giving this child things?
And Octavia calls back, child bias. Also, thanks for the stick.
No problem.
Godfrey's
Sorry
just gonna
for
like turn and look at you, and he's gonna like ask quietly to Archibald, just like, do you pick up everything that we drop?
What do you mean? Like,
Well, I'm not here picking up sticks that other people have left on the road somewhere. What other kind of garbage are you carrying around?
I don't know. Like, I don't specifically go around hoarding everything you guys put. I just found out that apparently this was theirs. How the fuck? Like, I don't know. I just picked up a random stick on the ground. You know, as you do. I mean, I do have several bags worth of dead sailors' possessions now that you say that, so I guess my point here really maybe isn't.
Godfrey's gonna look at you, you say that, and be like, with an expression of like, explain.
Wasn't he there?
Yeah, he was there in person.
The ship where Alice was at one point. I just kind of, I don't know, grabbed all the personal effects in case. I don't know, vague idea. I had this vague idea at that time. We were still so close to Luan, right before shit hit the fan. Still had some vague idea of maybe we'll have time to like poke through, see if anyone's got like an address listed. If we ever go to Arcanea or wherever they live, we can like see about dropping some stuff off, or not, or just find anything useful. I don't know. I didn't really think it through that hard, but like it was
That's,
on it. All the owners were puddles of blood. Wasn't exactly.
fair
It was
enough.
just gonna rot there otherwise.
Well, that's, I guess noble of you, but maybe I'd recommend selling some of that. It's probably worth quite a bit, and, well, if you haven't found an address yet, you're probably never going to. Chappy, you're disappearing into the ether. Come back. Come back, King.
Flicking through notes furiously because I do in fact have a vague address from like fucking weeks ago somewhere.
I think you found port of entry or port of
Yeah,
Concord.
their operating port was that's about Godfrey. That's the section on Godfrey's dogs. That's just a note that says Edwin O God in all caps.
Whoa, Edwin Core.
That there's something in all caps also that says the future king, which I assume is about. I assume that's the start of my Gare conspiracy theories, which means I'm too far back.
Archibald pulling out the red string.
Yeah, no. This isn't all in canon, but we can say that Archibald's like sort of like counting on his fingers, like going back through. Let's see, when did I fucking? He's like trying to pull up from his mind palace in front of Godfrey, and just like
Godfrey's just like staring at you. And
Yeah,
his
just
hands
muttering
are still like covered in lichen. He's just kind of like holding his hands out in front of him, like, I'm going to
He's
go
just
wash my hands when this is over, but I'm fascinated by whatever you're doing, so that could
Just,
wait.
muttering his
I'd
way
love
through
to
half
study you.
I would love to
Yeah.
study you. What's that
Oh,
one
boy.
fucking, you know that Fire Emblem Awakening DLC? The like Hot Springs one, and then like if you put
Yes.
Laurent on that map, he's got like a line to Owain who's like, if you die, I'm gonna like study you. I'm gonna take you apart and study you. That's what Godfrey is doing to Archibald right now in his brain.
Oh my
Terrible
god!
sentiment.
I've been
I
looking
adore
through.
it.
I'm like, I read through all the notes on that fucking section, and I'm like, it doesn't say. I swear to God, she said. And I look up from the notebook 2 inches, and I wrote on my character sheet, address of home port in Grust.
Okay.
Why was I looking there?
Oh,
It's
God.
on the screen.
Oh
It's
God.
always the place that you don't expect.
Grust? Grust. Yeah. That's Arcanea, right? Yeah, Arcanea.
Godfrey shrugs. He doesn't know shit about Arcanea.
Yeah, why would... Perhaps the 2 least likely people to know that information.
Valente's from Grust.
Yeah.
You've literally got a guy on the inside.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
could just ask
Val hasn't been to
Valente.
Grust since he was 12.
Yeah, but like he was on the inside at one point.
Yeah, and I
Joey-
don't think
He's
a
more on the
port
inside
would
than
change
the rest
in
of us.
that
He was
small amount of
growing
time.
corn.
Oh,
Rust
corn.
corn. How grusty.
Don't.
Kickflip sick nasty.
Oh god.
But anyways, Godfrey's just gonna like, as you remember this and you tell him this, he's just gonna like, kind of like nod his head, be like, oh, okay, well, if you have that sort of information, best of luck, I guess.
And I will in this moment, as far as all the reading I just did, I'm going to canonize specifically the mutterings about like picking up people's shit, and when his theories about Gare being the rightful king, with no context provided for Godfrey, just his back when I started thinking about him being the rightful king or whatever, so that would have been way too early, and then just
Yeah, he's
also,
giving you just the weirdest look as you do this, like
and
half suspicious,
also,
half
also,
like concern for your health.
Also, his like bizarrely encyclopedic bullet point list of everyone in the group's like horrifying semi-real nightmares. Because
Lovely. I'm sure he appreciates that. But as he like tells you like, okay, well, if you do have the addresses, best of luck, but if it was me, I would sell all that stuff. Who knows if we're even gonna, or if you're even going to get back there anyway. And then he walks off. He just walks away from you to go wash his hands in the mud puddle.
Why did he
One-
change to your?
Val has soap. He has
Yeah.
made it clear he has soap. You don't need to do it in mud.
Too late.
That's the drinking water. Archibald recovers from the like. He hears the soap thing, recovers from the. Why did he just switch from we to if you make it back? What the fuck, man? To wait, that's the drinking water. What are you people doing? Have you ever been in a desert?
It's already mud.
Val. Listen, Val's not washing.
No.
Drinking
That's
water.
my
It's
point.
mud
He
water.
goes to. I know what Val. I know what Val is doing. Val is correct. Archibald's like, wait, no, and runs off to stop Amalthea and Godfrey from fucking soaking the only drinking water for miles in blood and
It's
like
just
slime or
lichen.
whatever.
You've eaten worse. No blood today. You haven't gotten in combat since the
I
last
don't know
time.
what Godfrey gets up to while we're setting up camp.
What? You get to camp, you turn around for like literally 2 seconds, jump cut back to Godfrey, and he's just splattered in blood completely. Just like
I went to
I
bed
wouldn't
and
put
I
it
found
past
him on a.
him.
We all went to bed, and I found him on a fucking parapet with a knife out and like a sinister case of mysterious devices open. Like,
Me
don't
with
hurt
my
Jimmy.
boy Gottfried.
PN.
Hell yeah. Group piss session. Moving on.
But anyways, Valente, as you're talking about soap and finishing with garlic, Garrett's gonna like meander on up to you,
I see.
hands in his
Octavia
pockets.
sees this and slowly goes back.
Val glares at Octavia and she moves away.
Thank you for the soap.
You're welcome.
Garrett reaches where you're standing and he just kind of like watches you work for a second, but then he gets sort of like bumps you on the elbow, like, hey.
Yeah.
So, that thing you pulled out of that, beast's mouth the other day, did you ever take a good look at it? Wasn't there a map in there? Maybe we could, look at it?
Yeah. Sure.
Also,
Where
you
did
know,
I-
there might be valuables in there.
Mm-hmm. I believe it's in the convoy labeled bag of shit.
Are you saying that in character?
Yes, that's Val says. I believe I put
Well,
it in the
Garrett, if you
convoy
want to go
labeled
sift through
bag of shit.
garbage, that's where it is.
Actually,
No, that actually was me just saying that because I was trying to remember where I put it.
Labeled bag of shit.
But then you asked me if it was in character, and I was like, well. Vowel. I mean, the convoy is not very far away because, you know, it's attached to garlic most of the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So-
bag of shit. So true. All right.
Val points and says, bag of shit. Do you want to bring it over or what?
Oh, yeah, I can bring it. And then he shuffles off to go root through the convoy. He pulls out a bunch of stuff. He takes a nice good look at Archibald's thief sword, making sort of like a judgmental expression, like, what the fuck is this thing? Before putting it back and bringing out the quote-unquote bag of shit, which he then brings to Valente, and just kind of holds out by the strap of it. It's like, you found it. You wanna take the lead on this one?
Val shrugs and is like, I mean, I think if there's a map, we might want to ask Edwin about it, but otherwise, sure, I guess.
Are you taking the bag?
Yeah, he takes the bag and he tries to open it in such a way that like he'll put all the stuff on top of the bag so he's not just like throwing it in the sand.
That'll show you, stupid map. Again, to go over what was in the map, there was a red mage's robe, a bunch of women's clothing, used toothbrush, I believe you took the soap, a map, and then a, like, silver pin.
Okay.
Yeah? You okay?
I'm laughing because I heard all of it and then my brain went, what? And I went, oh no.
What? Do you mean to
So-
repeat?
Yes, please.
Okay, there was a red mage's robe, a bunch of women's clothing, a used toothbrush, and the soap that you already took. A handmade map. As far as you can tell, it's handmade. Most maps are these days. They haven't invented the laptop yet. And a silver pin.
All right. Val's gonna look at the pin and go, there's like an 80% chance that this is important in some way or is magical, and then looks at Gare and goes, and that means I should not be the one appraising it because I know nothing about that shit. Val has a solid -10 on all magic checks.
Yes,
Yeah, 'cause
yes,
negative
queen.
Modifier.
Yeah,
Yep.
negative modifiers. Finally, those get to kick in for the roleplay sessions, huh?
Yeah.
So Val's like,
We get
I know
to suck
nothing
at
about
stuff.
magic or history, so I think this is well, some of this is Edwin's expertise. I don't think we need the used toothbrush for any particular reason.
Gare shakes his head, but then like pauses, and then he like looks to where Archibald is standing.
That's supposed to mean.
What'd you say? Sorry.
I had Val say, "What's that supposed to? What?"
And then Gare, like, quietly under his breath, just kind of, like, leans in and says, the guy likes garbage. You know, maybe he'd, appreciate it? I think?
I sincerely hope he has no purpose for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's. Hey, Edwin,
Yeah.
we got a
Edwin kind of
map.
is setting up his tent.
We've got a map and a possibly magical item. Get your ass over here whenever you can.
Okay.
If you still want to, I don't. Sorry, that was. Yeah.
So aggressive. Get your bitch ass up.
The drill sergeant Val kicked him for a second.
Yeah, Val looks vaguely embarrassed. Like he was like, "Wait, I forgot that I'm not the commander of a battalion right now. I'm some guy."
Some guy in a gaggle of weirdos.
Yeah.
Yeah. Edwin gets his ass over there. He doesn't look like he was offended or anything. He probably just finished setting up his tent and didn't know what to do after that, so
Yeah. Val has a vaguely apologetic look on his face, but he points to the map and the silver pin and goes, "Eh."
well, first I will probably look at the silver pen,
Okay. It is,
which I think I
silver in
wanna
color, flat
okay.
and round.
Okay. Does it have any design on it?
It has a circle, like, going around it.
Okay.
Some scratch marks here and there. There is a symbol in the middle, though. It's kind of scuffed to hell, so it's hard to make out, though. You're gonna need to make some checks.
Okay. Can I make an anima magic check first to see if it's magical?
Sure.
Uh, wait, I have to add proficiency. It was gonna be okay. It's a 24.
It is not magical.
Okay. And then I want to make probably a history check to see if I can identify like what's going on with the symbol.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, not as good. 11.
11. You
Mhm.
don't quite know what the symbol is. It is very scuffed. It's clearly seen some weather. But the one thing you do notice about it that is pretty much immediately obvious is that you've definitely seen this pin before, and that's because Godfried wears 2 of them.
Oh. Um. Edwin is like staring intently at this pin, trying to see what's on it, and he just kind of like stops and like looks at Val and Gare, and then like turns around to where Godfrey is standing, and is like, Does this look like one of Godfrey's pins on his shirt?"
Val like squints at it and then is like, "Maybe I don't look at his clothes that hard."
Yeah,
Well,
Garrett
I
also
guess
just kind
that's
of
fair.
shrugs, like, oh, fuck.
um. Well, I think Edwin hands the pin to Val for a moment and says, "Well, I can't quite tell what's on this, but maybe you guys could look at it and see if you can tell what's going on under all the scratches."
Val looks directly at Edwin with like a look of like, "Really? You're asking me to do that? Do you know me?"
Well, it's not a identifying what it means. It's just I can't really see under the scratches, so I thought maybe someone else could tell what the symbol's even supposed to be to begin with.
Mm, I don't. Uh, I guess a perception check because otherwise Val has no like
No,
Val
yeah,
doesn't
go
know
for it.
anything about
You can
anything,
perceive.
but he can
Can
look
buff
at it
it.
for sure.
You could buff it, maybe.
Val actually does have things that polish metal
Yeah.
because armor. Can I do that?
Yeah, go for it. Of course you
All
can.
right, Val's gonna polish it then.
Okay. Once you polish it, you get a lot of the sand out of the grooves. There was a lot of sand in this thing. In the bag as a whole, actually. Big on sand. But you get the sand out of the grooves, and it makes it a little bit clearer. You're probably gonna have to take a good look at it to see what's going on, but
Yeah.
whatever it is, it's definitely more visible.
Okay. Great, because Val's perception is meh. Val squints at it and gets a solid 7 in perception.
It's kind of swirly.
Yeah, Val shrugs and then hands it to Gottfried. Or not
Gottfried's
Gottfried,
up there.
Gare. I messed up Gare. That's what I meant to
Okay.
say.
Do you want
Gare's
Gare to
turn
make
on
a
the
check?
pin.
Okay,
Yeah,
let's see.
she's like,
Hold on.
she's like,
Shit.
can you
I gotta
see?
pull up his sheet.
Val's like, can you see? I might be farsighted
What
a
kind
little bit.
He has the proficiency bonus in perception.
I didn't know that until after I handed it to him.
Gare be
Um,
looking.
Gare
And
be
he rolled a
looking.
natural 20.
Oh, yeah.
So that's a
gosh.
24. No, a 20.
Yeah.
23. He's got a -1 in wisdom.
Yeah.
Just a ray of light from the top of the monolith just radiates down.
Dorime. But Gare, he holds it up in the dying light of the sunset. The light sort of bounces off of it and illuminates some more of those curves you weren't quite getting in the shadow. He squints at it, and then he holds it up to his own arm, and on his arm, on the top part near like where his bicep connects to his shoulder, there is a holy blood symbol that looks an awful lot like a very I guess, what do you call it when something's like stylized like fireball symbol. And as he holds it up next to the fireball symbol, well, they look an awful lot alike now, don't they? He says,
Okay.
eh? Is this anything?
Val turns to Edwin again and goes, which one's that?
That one's Fowler?
Yeah.
I don't know how to say it.
Fowler. I think it's Fowler.
Yeah. Yeah. That would make sense. Yeah, that's the fire magic one.
Val's brow furrows and goes, well, that explains the red mage robes. And I mean, I had my suspicions about Godfried's situation.
Well, he's not really a fire mage, so maybe that part's just a coincidence. Because clearly
Is-
this isn't one of his buttons. He owns both of them on his clothes.
Yeah, but it's the same symbol.
No, his doesn't have any symbols.
Oh, okay.
His are just flat circles.
Yeah, they're
okay.
just circles.
Me when I'm more stupid. Anyway.
No, you're
but-
okay. You're good.
I literally, was
literally
looking at his
posted a
art 'cause I was
picture
like,
of them. I know,
Yeah.
I for real posted a picture of them in the chat, and I was like, yeah, there's the symbol there.
well, whoever owned this was either from
Also, yeah,
Baltimore.
we found the fire emblem. Yeah, we'll call this the fire emblem of this campaign. Great job, guys. You did it.
Okay, cool.
Great job, guys!
We did it. Go
That's
home.
the
Pack it
end
in.
of it.
It's over.
Title drop.
We
I'm
really
gonna go
fired
end
that
The
emblem.
campaign.
Um,
Oy vey.
Anyways, go on. Sorry, I interrupted.
Edwin probably says, well, whoever owned this either probably had the holy blood or is just from Velthamer, since that would probably be their kind of symbol is fire magic.
Val
So I
goes,
guess
does that place still
Oh,
exist, or is that the 1,000 years ago country?
well, it was part of Granvale, so I think it's pretty close to Belhalla, so it's probably part of Belhalla's whole business.
Ah, I see. And then
Yeah.
Val goes, okay, so we got Fjaller pin, except I think Val mispronounced it.
Fjaller.
Yeah, it's like Fjaller. And then it's like, what about the map?
Oh, I can look at that too. Let me probably also roll history on that, perhaps? Or do you think scholastics would apply? It's the same bonus.
Scholastics probably. It's a map.
19.
19. Christ, Edwin. You're running me out of my store here. Alright. Well, you unfold the map and you can see that it is in fact a map of sort of southern and eastern Jugdral. There's not too much going on in the northern and western parts. Clearly, the person who made this map was either not traveling there or just didn't write it down. But there does seem to be like meandering sort of like X's, like, oh, I was here, all along the southern, like, sort of. It doesn't go down to any of the peninsulas. It doesn't touch Thracia. It doesn't touch like Lower Verdane. It goes up over the river. But whoever this was, they seem to have started out in sort of the most western possible part of Verdane, southwestern part of Verdane, and then traveled down and around the Grandvale area, or the former Grandvale area, then through the Eid and towards Finbar. And at some point, they seem to have decided to stop meandering and go straight from the wherever they were in the Eid exactly towards Finbar, not taking any like foot trails or anything. So you can assume they were flying, whoever they were. The second thing that you notice is that there are a set of initials on the back. Presumably the person who either owned or made this map.
Oh,
Or not a set of initials. There's a full name. Excuse me.
Okay.
The name is Axinia Magna Nahir.
Interesting. I don't think that's a name we recognize, but someone could tell me if I'm wrong.
No, I no fucking idea.
Repeat that.
Axinia Magna Nahir. Here, I'll put it in the chat. Sorry, all these names are like kind of a spelling time.
Yeah.
It sounds like it, yeah. Oh my god.
Oh, I see.
Sorry, I just blew my nose really loud into the mic. Sorry.
Well, it didn't somehow
Well,
like
it'll
barely came
OBS will
across.
pick it up.
OBS, but it was like this faintest like blowing noise, but it wasn't gross or loud.
We'll see in the playback. But yeah, whoever made this map or owned this map or was using this map, their name was Axinia Magna Nahir.
Guys, we found the contents of the Spirit Forest guy's granddaughter.
Oh.
Because her name was Axinia.
Oh.
Ready for that
Interesting.
session 1 callback?
Oh yeah.
I
And-
made
Val-
a note of it.
Yeah, Val like squints at the name for a second and then like realizes and makes a face.
Garrett's gonna like kind of look at you and be like, huh? What's up?
There was a guy we met when we got here. His granddaughter was missing. Or I don't remember exactly. I think she was missing, but her name was Axinia.
Oh, shit.
Well, just because the beast had this bag doesn't mean that it killed her or anything. It could have just grabbed it.
I suppose, but it does seem to be most of her possessions.
Well, yeah, that does kind of suck, but
We're gonna have to hope somehow she threw this and started running.
well, yeah, it looks like on the map too, if I'm understanding what Sam said about the map right. But it looks like on the map, and Edwin like points at the little X's, and he's like, it looks like they were walking for a lot of this, and then they flew over to Finbar. So, maybe this isn't. Maybe she picked up this fire mage or something. I assume fire mage because that's fall Fjalar, but this could be two people's possessions. Because the person we heard about didn't sound like a fire mage.
Good point. I mean, I hope for that man's sake that you're right, but I don't know.
Yeah. Well, we can always ask around when we hit more civilization if anyone's seen her.
Mm.
Can I keep the map?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone else cares.
Also, does anyone remember? I feel like I got a map from when we were
Yeah,
in
you
Finbar.
Klaus gave you a map.
Yeah,
Okay.
you got one. Yeah,
Okay.
I can pull it up on screen again. It's this one.
That's right. Yeah. I'm
Edwin
fixing
has
my
3
inventory.
whole maps.
Yes,
Yeah.
King. Gotta catch 'em all.
He's consolidating them, I'm sure. Like drawing shit on one.
Edwin's
and-
making the map of Jugdral.
He's gonna bring it back and be like, I have my dissertation, and then just put it down. Alright. Val looks at the clothes and is like, we don't have it. We don't really. No, there's no use for that stuff, right?
No, but I feel like if we're trying to find these people, maybe we should keep it so we can give it back to them.
Oh, I wasn't gonna throw it out.
Oh, okay.
Val makes a face, like a kind of guilty face, because he's like, oh, we should give it back. And Val was being like, I was gonna cut it up and use it for patching, but.
Oh, well, I don't think I could argue with that. I'm sure whoever owned this robe could buy another one cuz I think it's a nice robe. Is it like a nice robe?
It's not like a fancy noble robe, but it's definitely like, solid quality, nice color, cool detailing, your classic mage robe.
Yeah, I don't think it would make a very good disguise for any of us anyway, since none of us are fire mages or look like fire mages. Well, look like we're from Veldemer.
Yeah, Val snorts and is like, yeah, I also wouldn't be able to pull off any lying because they'd be like, how do you cast a spell? And I'd be like, I don't know.
Yeah. So I don't think there's any need for us to keep it in one piece.
Gare's gonna like kind of shrug and because he is technically a member of House Veltnemer, he's gonna like look at it, but then he's gonna like shake his head and be like, "Well, I'm not a mage, and that's fitted for a small woman, so do whatever you want with it."
Yeah.
Before we take it apart though, could I ask Godfrey if he's got any better, like more detailed idea of what this could be, just in case?
What's this? This could be the
What
rope.
the pin especially, but like if he knows if he's ever seen someone wearing these robes before or anything like that.
Yeah, he's around. You want to like call him over?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
We bring Godfrey into our little huddle.
Your little circle. Godfrey joins the circle. He just kind of like wanders in, looks at all of you like, yeah, what?
Well, we found this stuff. I don't know if you saw while we were fighting, but Val found a bag of belongings in that monster we were fighting. Um, and we found these inside, and I thought, to me at least, it looks like, and he like holds up the pin especially because that's more of the defining thing, but he's like, these look like they're from someone from Velthamer, maybe like someone who has holy blood. Does that seem right?
Godfrey's gonna take the pin. He's gonna like spin it around a little bit. He's gonna do the same thing Gare did to get a better look at the symbol on the front.
Yeah.
he frowns it a little bit and he says, "Well, I don't know about whether this is from Velthamir or not, but these aren't exactly rare. You can pretty much buy them at any store that sells clothing. Everyone needs to keep their cloak together somehow."
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, Val points directly at the two that Godfrey is wearing to be like, see,
Yeah,
he's got
Gottfried
them.
also like points to the one of the ones he's wearing. Like, yeah, I also have.
Yeah.
But
We have
Val goes,
correctly identified the pin.
is it common for them to have holy blood symbols on them?
Godfrey squints at it and he mumbles under his breath, like, "Oh, is that what that is?" Before just kind of like frowning at it a little bit and saying, "I wouldn't know." Um, yeah, I wouldn't know. And then he hands it back.
Okay, well, I guess we'll hold on to these then.
Val takes the clothes and puts it in a bag that you recognize to be basically just like a giant sewing bag. You're like, wait, because with his old clothes, you'd notice that Val's a pretty big fan of visible repair.
Mm-hmm.
So like when he sews stuff back up, he doesn't try and hide that it's being sewn up or
Mm-hmm.
anything like that. He usually actually tries to embroider a design so it's not ugly.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's just got this bag full of like embroidery floss and shit, and he just shoves the clothes in there, and he gives a thumbs up, like, cool.
All right.
Well, yeah.
Uh, Godfrey is going to meander away again. His work here is done. He didn't do anything.
In the distance, uh, wherever he is, probably with a mouth or whatever, Archibald is just sort of watching Godfrey walk away from a huddle, like, wonder what the fuck they're talking about.
As you're like wandering and as you're wondering and watching, Godfrey's gonna like poke his head into his tent and then come back out, and he's holding the book of like blood magic that he got from you, and he's just gonna like sit down at the fire. Like, I'm gonna read now. No one talk to me. Gare is going to remain with you two, just kind of huddled around this. I believe it's called the bag of shit.
I've
You've deconstructed the
what?
bag of shit.
Yeah, I was like the opposite of consolidate. It's deconstruct. I've deconstructed the bag of shit to now be Fjaller pin, red mage's robes, women's clothing, map, used toothbrush.
Gare is going
I
to
can
tentatively
take the
reach
map.
for the toothbrush.
A peace offering. For my weird little
Val,
guy.
not rudely, but like looks at him as like, are you gonna give that to him?
Gare, halfway through reaching, just kind of freezes and like looks up at you. Like, maybe?
Val's like, all right, go ahead.
Uh,
If you think he'll like it, then go ahead. I don't need it.
well, it's in the desert, you know, you don't want to waste supplies, and if he can get some weird use out of this, you know? But Gare's gonna take the toothbrush, stand back up, and walk over to where Archibald is sitting. And he's gonna say, "Hey."
Hi.
And then he's gonna hold out the dirty toothbrush to you. No explanation.
What's is this some sort of message now? Has Octavia got everyone doing this? Like, is this
Octavia's hazing you.
Is
No, Gare.
Octavia close enough to hear that?
Yeah, you guys are like in proximity of each other.
Octavia's like, what? What?
am I don't understand. Toothbrush? Is this am I supposed to
Well, you know, you pick stuff up off the ground a lot, and we're gonna throw this out. So I figured maybe you'd want to use it for something.
I sort of look at it in his hands like, I'll bite. Not literally. Where'd you get it from?
Val found a bag full of shit.
Oh, the bag in the lizard's mouth.
Yeah. I assume this
Oh.
wasn't the lizards, but
If it was, that would actually be.
probably be a lot
I'd
bigger.
have more questions if that was the case, but huh. I did you want me to do something specific with this, or just like
I don't know. I don't know what you do with all the garbage you pick up. Here, take it.
how
And then he wiggles it at you.
how dirty is this before?
It's clearly not like freshly made, but it's not like absolutely disgusting. It's mostly just sandy.
It's like it was used. And then
It
got
has been
dropped.
used. It hasn't been used for a while. Probably it's not like wet. It's just sandy. It's a sandy, like bristly thing with a like stick on the back. So
I don't suppose it's a magical toothbrush or something, he says, taking it into his fingers like gingerly and looking at it like.
Gare kind of looks at it for a second, and then under his breath he says, "I didn't even check for that."
Val,
Am I about to roll for magic on that? Yes, I
Don't-
am. What type of magic am I rolling for this, Sam?
I
Well,
mean,
it came
if-
Whatever
from
you
a
want,
fire
bestie.
mage.
here's my two ideas. One, it came from a fire mage, so I'm a 2. What is the purifying magic? Holy.
Yeah.
Does Archibald know that was he even privy to any of the conversation?
Yeah, you
that was
don't know
had?
it was a fire mage.
Yeah.
You don't know anything that just happened over there.
You know what? I'll roll anima magic, not because my character would know, but because I think it would be funny because he has a -4.
Oh no.
And I'm rolling for toothbrush.
Okay.
Where did it go? That's cocked. That
Ew.
landed in a bundle of wires. What do you mean, ew? That's cocked again.
Stop saying cock, bro.
That's a natural 1!
Yeah!
Yay!
You
Oh,
hold the toothbrush in your
-4.
hand. You
Oh my
hold the
God,
toothbrush in your
-3.
hand, and you get the distinct sense that if it is magical, it is far above any caliber you could ever sense. Either this thing is the darkest artifact you've ever held, or it's a wooden toothbrush.
Oh, I love -3, baby.
Yep. I guess I will hold on to this purely on the basis that, like, is everyone watching this? Like, in the back, like, if I look over his shoulder, is everyone, like,
Amalthea
visibly
is sitting right
interested?
next to you, and she's very much in your personal space looking at this toothbrush. And Godfrey
Hey.
is, like, looking at his book. Like, his head is facing toward his books, but his eyes are watching you.
All right,
So
but
he's
are all the
pretending
other
not to look.
players, like, are all the other players just, like, over Godfrey's shoulder, just, like, looking at this?
Octavia's like, she heard about the bag, like, oh yeah, we gotta. She goes to the convoy to actually like get the more stuff that we found in the desert because it's like, well, we need to divvy that up. We haven't done that yet.
Purely on the basis that this is significant enough for you guys to hand to me for some reason, I guess I'll put this with the dead sailor's possessions we've got. I mean, this came from the jaw of the. Hey, who knows? Maybe we'll find like a deceased relative of, no, we'll find a relative of whoever unfortunately is somewhere inside of a lizard's stomach.
And they'd want a used toothbrush as a memento? Why wouldn't we give them the robe?
Val
There's a
does, because
rope?
I'm using it to patch shit up.
There's a rope.
Okay.
He,
Well, they were
he
looking
tra-
at
he-
something
no,
over
no.
there.
Excuse. Thank you for the toothbrush. Excuse me. And Archibald like stuffs it in a bag with all the sailor's possessions, like over over to where the other party members are. Like, I'm just,
Oh lord,
hey,
he coming.
yeah. Sorry,
I-
I think I missed something. Mage's robes. They're talking about what's going on.
Val goes, I got a bag of shit out of the lizard, as you know.
Yes.
Inside, there was red mage's robes, one of those robe pins that everyone's got, but with the Yaller symbol on it, a bunch of Witherman's clothing, that toothbrush, and a map. Yeah. I took the robes because you can always use. I could always use untorn clothing to patch shit up but yeah.
Okay. Bright red mage robes. So, like, what? Sorry, that's Veltomer, right? Stepping out of character, was it? That's Veltomer?
Yeah.
That's Veltimir
Veltomer.
Fjaller.
Okay.
Fucking
Right.
names.
No, of course. Red mage robes, fire, right side of the continent. Okay, sure. Hang on. Have you started? Can I see? Can I please?
What? You didn't actually say a sentence.
Can I take a look at that before you use it for patchwork or something? Just
Yeah, totally. And then Val goes to the embroidery flask bag that's super overstuffed now, pulls the clothes out, and then like a ton of the shit falls into the sand, and he kind of just stares at it for a second, hands
Aw.
the stuff to Godfried, and starts picking up his shit and putting it back
I
in his
assume
bag.
you mean Archibald, unless you're walking over to
Yes,
Godfrey
yes.
and just be
No,
like, take this,
no.
bitch.
Archibald, I don't want
Yeah,
default name to say is Godfried, but apparently it is.
He in there.
Are they at the convoy or are they at Well, the convoy and Garlic are the same.
Gare brought it
Octavia's-
to Garlic, so they're at Garlic. I'm at Garlic. What are
Okay.
you buying
Octavia,
soup at the
Hey,
Garlic?
closed at the Garlic!
So
you.
Sam,
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna ask for a history roll in like a bit or something, but that's not right now.
Go.
Right
go.
now, what I'm wondering, looking at these robes, what kind of robes are they? As in, are they like what kind of clothes are they? Is such a non-helpful question for me to ask you. I
Yeah, no,
apologize.
it's really not that helpful at all.
Specifically, this bag was found in a desert. Are
Mhm.
these the sorts of robes that a person would wear in a desert, or is this the sort of thing where if you put this on during the daytime, you would fucking die?
They're not especially thick. They're very much like Edwin's robes. So they're just kind of like a temperate weather sort of outfit. Long sleeves, goes all the way to the knees,
And
opens
so,
at the front.
related to that, is this like a full outfit, or is this the sort of thing that someone would have like taken off? Say,
It's
if they were
definitely
trudging through
it's
a
definitely
desert?
like outerwear. It's definitely outerwear, but there are like women's clothing here, so you can assume this was a piece of an
Octavia
outfit.
goes up to help with the women's clothing, and she also takes a closer look at what. Is there any like distinct pieces or articles of clothing?
There's a couple just like plain sort of like blouse-like shirts. Some pants that definitely look a lot like riding breeches. No shoes though.
Is this like
There's also
is
like
this
all
all-
undergarments and stuff, but
Yeah,
I'm not
Octavia
describing
quickly
the
Octavia
No,
quickly
no.
possibly
rolls
dead
those
person's
into
lingerie.
Oh God, Octavia rolls vegetables into the riding breeches and covers them and hooks them together with the blouses. Like, okay, there we go, all collected back in the bag of shit.
Is there basically, Sam, part of what I'm getting at, is there, I'll ask the question outright, shall I?
Please.
Instead of trying to look smart or whatever. Does this look like the sort of thing where this would have been clothes, like is this someone's like clothes that they wear, like that they would have taken off and just put in a bed, the same way that I and half the party are currently like taking off the outer cloaks and everything and like fancy wear or whatever and putting it in a bag and then like carrying it in the desert heat? Like, is that sort of thing? Or
This definitely looks like a travel bag. So yeah, very possibly this is someone's clothes that they took off.
Was this the only thing that you guys found in this? This stuff was the only stuff in the bag. The stuff that you've talked about here.
Oh, well, there was the map.
We will get to that in a second, because that's fair. No, hang on. I'm going to keep talking about something else, but Archibald's head also, like, cranes over to look directly at the map, like, very invasively, just like, okay, so I guess he's like, and he's like right up in Edward's face too, so it's like, okay, so,
Whoa. Archibald jump
yeah.
scare.
yeah, no, scanning like a name, place. It's a standard map of Jugdral, I assume, Sam. As far
Yep.
as Archibald is aware.
Yeah.
Uh,
Nothing, no like crazy new like peninsula no one knows about on the map. That'd be
No
fun
treasure.
though.
are there any markings indicating a destination or?
Well, the start place seems to be, like I said, Western, Verdane, and the end place, it looks like they were really gunning for Finbar area, but for some reason they turned back around, and the trail ends in the desert.
Where?
Well,
You can't just say in the desert. You have to give me something there.
it's kind of vaguely in the center of the desert.
So
Like,
Darna.
Vaguely
No, not
where
Darna.
we...
In like
No,
no man's land.
Sam's map that she shows on
Oh,
screen.
hold on.
On the back
Yeah, I'll point
does
to it. I'll point to it.
that Sam's map does inconveniently move Darna up by like
Oh, like
Yeah,
that.
well, eat shit.
Darna on Sam's map is about like a few hundred miles north of where Darna actually is. It's like way closer to the bottom. But never mind.
Die.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
So
where my
it's
cursor
right.
is.
So what you're telling me is it's like right near, and this is coming from where?
Well, it looks
Verdane?
like the person came up through here. They passed through these areas. Somewhere around here, like around maybe this area, somewhere in the desert. They stopped meandering. They stopped sightseeing, and they just went straight to Finbar. And then after that, in a different color of like charcoal or pen or whatever, they come out of Finbar. They're still going in a straight line into the desert, and then it ends.
And this bag was found at the White Beast in that.
No, it was found in
wasn't.
the Gray Beast.
Where
mouth.
was the beast that we fought?
It was
Rock.
yeah, it's not on the map. It was right here about.
So it was all the way. That's a decent distance away from where it was supposed to. Like, according to the path, they were down along the coast, and yet we found the bag in the mouth of a not white beast up there in the mountain range, right?
Yeah, well, maybe it wandered.
Sure. I'm just wondering what are the chances that this is. You find a bag of someone's stuff in a lizard's mouth. You generally tend to assume that they're dead. Don't take anything about me away from that, I dare you. But like when you camp in the woods and you have to worry about bears eating your stuff. Well, I don't, but you know, like how most people have to worry about bears coming and like stealing their stuff.
Yeah.
From behind you, Godfrey makes kind of a grunting sound indicating that he is listening and agrees. Yeah, there's bears in the woods.
I almost am wondering here, what are the chances that this is someone's like what are the I wonder, it's kind of 50-50 whether or not this is the remains of someone who was that gray beast lunch, or like what are the chances that like this is like the luggage basically, not like human remains. Like I wonder if
Yeah.
whoever owns this actually is just somewhere else and like booked into one of the villages, or he looks at the
Yeah.
Sam, could you re-highlight where that was on the map that you said it ended?
Right around here, right at this crosshair in the middle of no man's land.
Okay. Huh. Middle of nowhere. The only things near to this end point on the map here would be the place that we, on the other map that the king gave us, should not go, he says, pointing at the white beast. And then he just taps for, I guess, Edwin's sake and anyone else who's like sticking their head in there, really getting in on the huddle or something. Points at Darna. He calls it Darna, then corrects it to Donna, reading the map. Fucking language. And points at the obelisk. It's like, what are the chances that there's someone around here?
I don't know how far they might have traveled if they got away from that thing, but we could look.
Yeah, because that's the question, isn't it? Because this line ends here, pointing at the part where Sam said it ended, and yet we found it here. Godfrey, do gray beasts tend to wander long distances, or I thought they were like territorial?
Godfrey, he closes his book at this point. He's not pretending to read anymore. But he looks at you and he says, well, they only wander if they're kicked out of their territory by something much larger. Generally, the gray beasts tend to be afraid of the black and white ones, so they scatter when a black or white one decides to stake its claim over an area.
Okay.
Octavia
That
hasn't
white
been looking at the map, but now she's like, wait, what is there? How
that
much can she see of the map?
Edwin's just holding
Archibald
it
will
open.
move his head out of the way once he knows.
Okay.
It takes a second, but he does notice that other people need to look at things.
Archibald feels Octavia freeze.
Oh,
Oh.
what's up?
The name Axinia. When we were in the spirit forest, I think the elderly gentleman mentioned that his granddaughter is named Axinia.
Oh.
Oh.
Well,
Oh.
maybe we can still find them if they're around here.
Okay. So, I guess as it stands, yeah, we have two options here, right? Okay. Here's an idea. So we know where we know that there is currently a white beast right now, right? Is a lot closer to the path that this lady, granddaughter, yes,
Yeah.
Octavia is
something.
very silent.
This is the place that they're supposed to be traveling, and this is a lot closer on the map, this path, to the white beast here, as opposed to the gray beast where we saw it. But assuming he's right, because why wouldn't he be out of any of us? If, say, the gray beast was at one point, what if it migrated? It would, if the white beast moved in between the time that this, it could have been along this path and then migrated north when the white beast moved in.
Yeah. But I guess
So,
my thought is that means the white beast moved in somewhere around where we are right now.
Sam,
Yo, what's up?
God fucking damn it.
Yeah, hey, what's up?
What do I roll to tell the amount of time that a toothbrush has been accumulating filth? What do I
Let's
even
see.
roll?
Let's look at what
Say
we've
it,
got
Andrea.
here. Would we count that as short-term history?
Oh my god.
Yeah, we
Carbon
would.
date the fucking toothbrush.
Maybe technology.
it.
A toothbrush
No,
is a piece of technology.
not rolling for technology. It's history or nature,
Technology is
probably.
I'll let you roll history, nature, or technology.
Not that last one.
Don't be afraid of the future.
I've got a -6. I'm very afraid. Oh,
Oh.
that's a 22.
It's been probably
1 week since you looked at me.
it's probably been like 3 months or so.
I don't know if this lands with anyone else who plays here, but you know, like Matt Smith's run on Doctor Who, where when he wants to look at when he's like frantic and he stops to look at the sonic screwdriver and like whips it up like an inch
Oh boy.
from his face and like stares at it just like pulsating there. Archibald like runs over to the fucking bag, pulls out the fucking dirty toothbrush right next to Gare, and you just see him like looking at it very close. It's like
As you do that, Gare like nods quietly to himself like I've done a good job here. I did
this
my
looks
duty.
I have a lot of experience with how long it takes for something to get covered in dirt and dust. Among other things,
Whoa, Among Us. Sorry.
I am honestly I have some things to address clearly because I can say this, but I can say that this does look to be about like someone dropped it in the sand like 3 months ago or so.
So then what does that mean?
It means that whoever lost it about 3 months ago, which would put
It's been like 4 months since the party reached Jugdral, the core party.
Yeah, it's been 4 months and change at this point.
Okay.
Oh my god, you guys been traveling together for like half a year.
Almost. We're besties.
Besties. Worsties.
Worsties.
Getting those A supports, stacking them like cash. Anyways.
oh my god, wait a minute.
What?
Thinking about fucking Veltomer, right? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. And it ends around. It ends like parallel to Donna, right? Donna. Eh.
Yeah, vaguely. This is a vague position of where it ends. The line that the path was drawn with isn't exactly the most precise. Clearly, done while in a saddle. So, it's a little squiggly,
Right.
but have you ever tried to
That's where
write while riding?
Yeah. Archibald points at the map. So this is where Veltomer at least used to be. I assume it's still there. I hope it's still there.
Yeah.
Well, do I? I sort of hope it's still there. Part of me hopes it's still there. Veltomer was there. We trace a line out to the middle of the desert. And again, if we ignore Sam's little oopsie here, putting Donna like
Fuck
several
you.
miles above
Fuck
where it's
you.
posted, that area on the map where she pointed, I can't believe this is actually. This probably is me rabbit holing everyone here way beyond what Sam had planned. But if you take the point roughly where she put her mouse, right, and you move Donna down to where it's supposed to be, and then you move in a line directly left, that puts you right at Velthomer.
Yeah.
If you move towards where Donna is from where she pointed at, that puts you in
This is
the.
a Veltomer.
What?
Sorry, what?
I said I got boxes of Veltomer.
I got boxes of Veltomer. There's so many Veltomers.
So we know, or can at least, I assume that whoever wrote this kind of poorly they know what a map, they know what a mountain is, right? So they would not have been
Yeah.
marking here where this is, this endpoint, if they were in the mountains, because that would, you don't have to be a cartographer to know that that makes no fucking sense, right? So
Yeah.
they made it down to here-ish. before they lost this, west of here where we are right now, or where they were, would have been, I guess, Veltomer, which would make sense. Or, I guess the other nearest thing that isn't a beast would be. And he just sort of stops and looks at the map and slow turn looks up at the obelisk like, that'd be too coincidental, right?
Maybe. I think maybe we should make sure someone's keeping watch tonight.
Yep.
Well, until then, let's look at the rest of the convoy.
Yeah.
We got shit in the desert. We got other shit. So let's look.
Yeah, we gotta organize our other shit.
As you guys go into the convoy to organize shit, Godfrey's going to go into his desk. Wow. He brought a whole fucking desk. No. He's gonna go into his tent and he is going to do something that is going to modify his stats.
What?
Okay.
I'll give you a hint. There's been something in his inventory for like 10 sessions that I've continuously been forgetting to use.
Is it the blood book?
No, it's the spirit dust. He's had spirit dust in his inventory.
Yeah, he's had that.
But he's gonna use that.
I love how he's got something that gives him permanently +2 magic, and we just haven't let him
Well,
use it
he
yet.
gave some to Octavia.
But yeah, he's gonna use that.
Great job, King.
And that brings him up to 18 magic.
Woo!
Wow.
Which is +4.
Oh, Sam, I sent you something in DMs.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Alright, hold on, let me check it. Oh! Yeah, you can.
Okay.
Sorry, I totally didn't see that you sent me a message. My
No,
thingy
it's
isn't
okay.
making noises anymore.
No, it's totally fine. You have so many tabs open, probably. That I had to gesture to it so it wouldn't fall off the desk. I think that. Let's try again. Oh, that's even worse.
Uh-oh.
2.
No,
Okay.
not at all.
Okay. Let's look through the goods. Octavia brings out the arms thrust scroll. And I'm guessing when everyone was looking at first, she did take out what was found in the desert from the convoy. So bioedit, revenge, and hunter's boon.
The used toothbrush can go in someone's non-combat inventory.
It's
So
me,
can
baby!
the Fjaller pin. So
Yeah,
can the
so
red mage's robes. Anything that's not combat goes in your non-combat
Oh yeah, the
inventory.
red range's robes and women's clothing are both in Val's.
And the map. So Edwin can
yeah,
add that
Edwin
to
has
his.
the map.
The used toothbrush. Enjoy. Who has the Fjaller pin?
It's like fucking CSI evidence. Like,
From now on,
I
you
was
do
like,
realize,
like,
Cheppy, you do realize that now every time Gare finds garbage, he's gonna be like, I need to present the evidence.
oh, I know. I want this.
Forensic investigator Archibald.
And his assistant.
His lovely assistant, Detective Care.
Alright, I'll get rid of used toothbrush because it's in
Someone take the Fjaller
Place-
pin in the map as well.
Who wants the pin?
map. Edwin has the map.
Edwin has
I
the
can
map.
hold the pin as well.
Cool.
Okay, cool. We did it. We cleared out the convoy.
No, we still got the actual
No,
useful
well,
stuff.
I mean, we cleaned it out of bullshit. Like, there's no more
Yeah.
bullshit in there.
Yeah.
Godfrey's gonna come back out of his tent now that he's done doing drugs. But he's
Let's just
Fantastic.
put
That's what it
arms
was.
threat in here for peace sake. So that way we have everything, I think.
Oh, yeah, hang on. I should put this in too, because I don't know if I want to use this or not.
Oh, Gottfried also has the red tome. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would assume, yeah, Gottfried has. I can't say it.
Hold on. Bipoct Bunya.
I Poctabanya. Yeah. So it's a 1d6 dark tome.
Oh, that's a fucking name.
It's effective
Yeah.
against. Yeah. Okay, so who wants what? Or do we want to keep some things in the Oh yeah, and cauterize. Or do we want to keep some things in the convoy to sell?
Whatever nobody ends up using, we should keep in the convoy so we can sell it. So you can just keep it all in one place.
Mm-hmm.
I'm honestly full on skills, and I don't think any of these are ones that I will replace any of mine with, so I'm probably set.
Let me double check them again. How would revenge? Who do you think would best use revenge? On a successful hit, add damage taken to attack damage.
Probably Gare because he can eat the most.
Yeah, he
Here's
can
the
eat
thing,
Yeah,
things.
that's true.
right? Uh,
And
so
he does have space.
here's the thing about revenge, right?
Mm-hmm.
Revenge does revenge and cauterize work together?
Yeah. Wait, does one of them say unskilled? Because if it says unskilled, then it doesn't. Because you can't put 2 skills on an unskilled
What?
hit.
Oh.
You can't stack skills if it says it must be on unskilled.
It doesn't say anything. It just says revenge on a successful hit.
What about
add damage
cauterize? What about cauterize?
Cauterize says regain health. It just is on a successful hit.
Okay, well then yeah, they stack.
Okay.
Haha. Okay, so revenge, you get hit, you take damage, and then you deal more damage, and then cauterize heals you for you. Someone needs to have that. I feel like someone if for no other reason than I'm a gamer boy and I really need someone in the party to try that briefly because it sounds fun as fuck.
Well, how many does Gare have open?
He has 2.
How
He has
convenient.
2 skill slots open.
Well,
He's going to drink their blood.
no.
God. No, it's just the energy, the essence.
Sure. Oh, is that better? Oh no, I don't drink their blood. I consume their soul.
You're the one who put it into my mouth. But I think would Archibald make the suggestion to be like, hey, Gare, you might need these 2.
Sure. Archibald would probably do that once he figured out what it is, because he knows that he's not gonna use it. But like, this dude, hey, hey, Gare,
Huh?
come up,
Yeah, what?
come over here. It grabs him by the shoulder, pulls him over, like in the piece of key art you did at the start. Like, come here, look at the,
Gare looks at the papers and he says,
and
yeah, what's
walk him
this?
through the whole tactical plan of how this would work. And basically explain that this is stay alive powers.
I mean, I like stay alive powers, but I don't have to eat anybody, do I?
No.
I certainly hope not.
I don't know. All these ancient scrolls of power are a little suspicious, but if you say it's a good idea, then I believe you.
I mean, I looked at them. None of them say you have to do anything to achieve, so I don't think you're being gross.
Well, alright then. Sure, I'll take them. And you can add those to his skill list.
I will, because I already have his thing open and the
Pog.
thing.
My
Pog.
God.
Okay, so take out Revenge and Cauterize currently from the convoy.
Garrett's you've kind of made him into a killing machine.
Yeah!
He's got Tentivity, he's got Revenge,
All he needs is a better weapon.
he stands
Yeah!
alone in the center of a field. People mob him, and then he just kind of
Kills.
We are trying to make Gare unkillable because he definitely does
doesn't
not want to die. Yeah, so we are pertaining to his wishes.
and plus the man has growths out of his ass. Like the longer he
Ew.
stays alive, the more objectively terrifying to enemies he will
To
become.
behold, yeah.
Every level he goes is another step towards godhood, basically.
His stats are still relatively not great.
Yeah, they're not
I know.
great.
They aren't. They suck. But like, you know.
He has potential.
You gotta
still
keep
have
juicing
10
him up.
Yeah,
Gotta
we
keep
still have
hyping
10
him up.
more levels. Still have 10 more levels to go.
He's
Even
got
more
over
if you
100
there's gonna be plenty of opportunities when you guys are starting to get up there in levels to acquire the skill Overdrive if you want to
Ooh, yeah.
over level.
I want that. I desperately want that for myself so bad.
Yeah, Gottfried has Overdrive, so yeah.
Can I have his?
No.
Cauterize wrong.
Well, that's gonna
What do you
require,
mean,
a
well?
blood sacrifice or two, but, there's ways to get skills out of people.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
I thought of everything!
You really did, and I'm
Except
so
ours.
happy you did, Sam. Okay, so now we have Hunter's Boon, Arms Thrift, and Bioedit, and also the Dark Magic Tome in Godfrey's stuff.
Godfrey's gonna hold up the Dark Magic Tome and he's gonna say, I'm not really interested in dark magic, so anyone else can take this.
Archibald doesn't say anything, but kind of gives like a side-eyed glance that Godfrey can't see. Like, if you'd asked me to peg someone who wouldn't be interested in dark magic at this group, like, he doesn't say it out loud. It's just like a quick little eye glance that conveys a lot of judgment.
Sorry, what does the tome do again?
Hold on. Bipoct Bunya. One-handed red tome. It does 1d6 dark damage, but it does effective damage against any enemy wielding a blue weapon. And it's worth 200 gold.
Okay.
So it basically insta-crit against anything blue.
Yeah. I'll take it. I have 2 inventory spaces, so I can just hold on to it in case it's
Yeah.
useful.
Okay, he hands it off to Edwin. You can add that to your
I'm
inventory.
finding it.
You
Yeah,
can just
I'm
copy it off
finding
of
in
his.
the list. Oh, that's right.
Just make
Can
sure
I
to
do
delete
like
it when
that?
you're done.
Yeah.
So Octavia, once Edwin does that, Octavia gestures to the Arms Thrift scroll. I found this. Wait, that's in passive skills, I think. Which is it? I found it. Well, it's on my sheet anyway. That's okay. Weapons and special armor cannot be destroyed by any means. And Sam already said we can't give it to Godfrey to limit.
You can give it to him. It just won't do anything against weapon uses. Because that's technically
Okay.
not destruction. That's just use as written.
Ended.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not forcibly destroyed.
You're not like snapping it over your knee or anything.
Yeah. Okay.
Sam won't let us cheese.
No, you
Shake
gotta
my
you
head.
gotta be friends with Godfrey if you want to cheese.
Yeah.
Well, we can just leave it in the pile of ones that we're keeping to sell, and if something comes up, we can use it later.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mhm.
I'm sure we could
And
use the money too.
we could definitely use the money.
Yep, we're a little poor right now.
How much is Bioedit worth?
200, I think. I was like literally just there. Can I find it again? There. Oh, it's 400.
Nice.
Okay.
Wait, no, I need to look it up again. I didn't put down how much it is.
Bio edit
Arms
is
th-
400.
Oh,
Requires magic 10, wisdom 10.
arms thrift is 500 gold. Nice.
Much to
Wow.
think about.
Much to think about.
I think we should also sell sweet tincture even though it's only 50 because healing, unless we want to give it to like Edwin because he keeps dying, he can get 5 HP back, which is not ideal.
Octavia looks at Archibald, takes holds up the sweet tincture. Do you still want this?
I feel like it's good to keep it around. If not in my hand, doesn't have to be in my hands at all times. But I feel like having a bottle of healing can't go wrong for like in the future. I feel it's one of those things where of all the things I carry around, it's probably one of the least garbage. So we should probably hold on to that one. Just
Okay,
in case.
let's
But
just
who
keep
wants
it in the
it?
Let's just
In the
keep it in the
convoy.
convoy for now. It might be useful later, and we have room in the convoy.
Use
Yeah,
as
sure, I
needed.
guess.
It doesn't go bad. I've had that bottle for
Don't tell us.
Amalthea
Don't.
mutters, ew, before you can even say a date.
it's
Octavia,
magic.
just don't.
Is
Still
it?
don't tell us. Still don't tell us. Just know that it can heal us a bit. If we start to dehydrate in the desert, one of us just takes a swig of this, and I think we'll be fine.
That's a good point, actually.
Yeah.
Does the sweet tincture address dehydration? I don't know. I've never actually had need of that. That's a good. Huh.
It's
You're all
magic
weird.
shit.
Yeah.
Octavia takes offense to that. Like, huh?
Wait, what?
Anyway,
I-
anyway.
Did I just agree to something I wasn't supposed to? I was thinking about
It's okay.
dehydration and drinking.
It's okay, Archibald. We have one more thing. We have one more new thing. Let's go over the one more new thing. Hunter's Boon.
Hunter's Boon.
Could this stack with Archibald's stuff?
As a bonus action, if enemy has less than half of their maximum health, lower critical ceiling by 2, can only be used on beast, animal, and dragon units.
This is active or passive? Active,
If
right? Because
you
it
got
has
3
to.
uses a map.
I remember looking at this one and thinking like it's a maybe, but I don't know if it's a.
Val already has an effective against monsters thing, so I don't think he needs it.
Yeah, for me, it's the can only be used on. It can only be if it were just lower critical ceiling, that'd be one thing, but.
Yeah, it seems really specific to use a whole skill slot on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It costs 300.
Okay, maybe it's a sell option.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. What is Mark of the Beast?
That's the wretched sacrifice. It makes you.
Oh, I know. Yeah. What does it do?
Hold
Oh,
on.
I
Look,
remember. I looked.
I think that's the one that like is basically like
Mark of the
you
Beast. This unit
automatically
will
provoke
automatically
every...
provoke any monster, dragon, or animal units into prioritizing them as a target on the battlefield. So basically, it's a map-wide provoke for anything in those categories.
Oh, okay. So that's interestingly the penalty is actually kind of decent-ish for what Archibald's build is designed to do. But I'm gonna give it a not yet because I need more
Yeah.
health before I'll commit to that one.
Yeah.
Also, you literally can't wretched sacrifice yet. You don't have the item.
Cool.
I feel like we could do something with this, but not yet.
Okay, then back in the convoy it goes.
Alright. Have you guys organized your stuff?
Hold on. Let me look at Val's inventory and see if I have anything I want to get rid of. I like having Val be fast, so
Gotta go fast.
Oh, I haven't really used that much, but if Octavia is holding a vortex scroll, does it just immediately work as almost like a spell, or do I need to apply it as
You
a
need to
skill?
apply it.
Oh, I've just been holding on to it. Let's put that in the convoy.
All right.
Because, yeah, because Edwin can't do it, and it doesn't make. I think currently in the party setup, it doesn't make much sense for someone to
Yeah,
try and apply it.
we've got like
Um,
bows and stuff for flyers.
yeah,
So.
I'll hold on to the steel shield for at most 4 more levels. Because then Val will need a 20 or higher to get hit by a physical weapon, and I won't care anymore.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Oh, it does have
No.
radiant and wretched functions.
We're missing.
Yeah, if you just saw me
something.
change
This
one of the words there, no, you didn't.
This convoy is missing something.
Me.
Yes, but I know. I
What?
put I have 2 rings now. I put one of the 2 rings in
Yeah.
Bling.
this session.
Yeah.
Did anyone else want to hold the extra ring?
No.
Let's see what the life ring does.
I objectively refuse, both as Archibald and me, to give up any items that are a source of healing, because, like, come the fuck on.
It's
Yeah.
recover 3 HP at the beginning of the user's turn. It's only 50 gold, and it's special armor, but it doesn't make sense for at
This
this
one,
point.
I will literally have Archibald wear this, purely decorative and non-functional, if that's what it takes to keep it. I've decided 5 seconds ago that it's probably a thing he's had for a while, and some capacity, in the
It
sense
has
that, like,
sentimental.
yeah, in the sense that a pen that you've been using for years is sentimental, where it's like, this is worthless, but I've had it for 1,000 years.
But it's mine.
Yep. I think yeah, keeping in the convoy is fine right now. We still have room, so I feel like we don't need to be as cut and dry. And when we reach someone to sell these to, that's gonna save up more space also. Okay, anything else?
Oh.
What time is it in the game? Like, is it
It's
nighttime
winding
now?
down to nighttime now. Before we do anything, let's take a 5-minute break, because I have to get more water and use the bathroom. Sound
Okay.
We'll
Alright.
Yep.
BRB.
good? BRB. I return. If anyone else is here.
Yo.
Gamer.
Hello,
Gamer.
I almost took a nap for a second
Game
there.
Master.
What? Oh no.
Welcome back to
Craigie.
the land of the conscious.
Of the conscious. It's okay. Low-key session. You'll be okay.
Catch Jake right to the head.
Yeah?
I ordered
I love
dinner,
that
but
song
it's
so
not.
much.
It'll probably be here in like 20 minutes, so I'll just go grab it and then I should be more awake.
Okay.
Okay.
Yay.
Sounds good. Alright, are we ready? Hold on, let me just put lotion all over myself. I need to be smooth for what's
I'm
to
one
come.
better.
Sam, would you like to tell the audience how much lotion you've purchased
Fuck
in the last few days?
you!
For
They
that
were having a
one
sale!
word. You smell
I
like a
smell like
scented
every
candle.
fruit! Also, I'm definitely allergic to one of them because whenever I put one of them on, I get like burning all over my skin, but because I put all of them on at once, I don't know which one. And at this point, you know, I'm already in this deep, so why not just
Wait.
let it happen?
Did you
Sam,
buy a bunch of lotion and then open all of it at once?
Stop. Don't look at me.
Sam, just use one at a
I
time.
like
until
the
you figure it.
smell cacophony that follows. I want
I
to
have,
smell
like-
like a candle store.
You're burning.
I want to smell like a biohazard.
Samothy.
uh,
Oh no.
oh yeah. Rand, I just got your messages. Like I said, load a revolver, back of Octavia's head.
It is fully loaded, guys. It is fully loaded.
Oh god, don't tell me you've also got an evil ex-girlfriend. What is this, fucking Scott Pilgrim? You
Val-
laughed way too hard at that, now I'm worried!
Val
I'm in
technically has
danger.
evil. Val technically has mean ex-boyfriends,
Yeah.
but they're also 50. So I don't think they.
They're out there.
Yeah, they're like
I mean, I
married or
assume that
something.
they're,
They're just chilling now.
I
But if you were to
assume
be like,
they're,
"Hey, do you remember
know,
Valente from the army?" They'd be like, "That fucking asshole," and that's the whole bit.
So mean.
1 second, my dad just texted me.
Okay.
He's at the town fair right now.
Oh, fun.
I want him to win me a prize, but I know he's gonna not do that. Because A, he's bad at games, and B, he doesn't want me to acquire more stuffed animals.
Tragic.
Alright, let's see. The night is falling, you guys are eating dinner, you guys are getting settled, everyone's... Father, please. Okay. Everyone's, pitching their tents and such. All tents are pitched. So, it's time to decide who takes the watch. 2 watches for the night. Who takes the first half, who takes the second half.
Val's fine taking the second half.
Okay.
Octavia will take the first half.
Okay. Is there anything you guys want to do before it's sleepo-beepo time?
Does Gare want to do any training?
Gare would be open to training.
Okay. Octavia looks like not as her usual, like, yeah, let's do training. Let's do that. Octavia's like, what do you want to learn? What do you...
Gare just kind of looks at you, like, he kind of gets a vibe that something's up. But he's not gonna ask about it because, he's Gare. So, he's just gonna, like, look at you and then be like, I don't know. What do you want to teach me?
How about calming your mind? How about let's try calming our minds? That's important in battle.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Okay,
And-
what stat is that?
I would assume it's either resistance or wisdom.
I'm gonna say like mind stuff is probably wisdom.
Okay.
So
So, oh, I'm gonna get negatives on. I have a -3 modifier on this, but that's okay.
Gare
Octavia's-
sits down on the sandy ground, like assuming you're talking about like, okay, we're gonna meditate or something.
Yeah,
Newfangled hippie bullshit. Let's go, I guess.
Yeah, Octavia sits down beside him and gets into the proper stance and is trying so hard to center herself, and she's going through like explaining like, take deep breaths, time them so they slowly come in and out, and let's see if it works.
Okay.
Ha
Huh.
ha
Huh.
Oh, no.
and that's a 1.
Gare can't quite seem to concentrate because you're being weird in front of him. He can't really, like, close his eyes for more than a couple seconds because he's like, is Octavia okay? And, like, at the end of his session, he doesn't learn anything. None of you get stat up points because he
That's
didn't
okay.
complete the exercise and you're fuming.
That's okay.
Or scared. He's unsure. But he's just gonna, like, quietly, as you guys are just kind of sitting there afterwards after your failed exercise, he's gonna, like, just quietly go, like, do you need to go lay down or something? Heat stroke?
I don't
Smooth.
want to go to sleep.
You don't want to. Okay.
Fine. It'll pass. I'm fine.
Oh,
Thank
okay.
you. Thank you for your concern. I'm sorry that I'm out of sorts right now. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. The heat gets to you, I guess.
Yeah,
It's-
heat. Yeah.
well, I'm gonna leave you to it then. And then he gets up and just kind of scuttles away. Like, what the fuck was that? I just had an interaction. I think it was negative. I'm not sure why.
It's not on Gare's fault that it's negative. It's all Octavia right now. Don't worry, bro.
But yeah, he's gonna scuttle off back to his tent. Maybe he's gonna try to clear his mind before bed, practice what Octavia preached.
Aw.
He's not gonna get any points of it. He's mostly just gonna like think before passing out because he's tired and it's
That's
hot.
okay.
Or it's cold
That's
now.
okay.
It's cold.
It's cold as fuck. That's okay.
Val wearing a giant coat in the desert pays off.
Yep. Octavia has her refitted coat on to make sure that she stays warm enough.
Amalthea has while she's been walking in the desert every day, she's been walking in the desert. She's been like shucking off a different layer of like her new fancy new armor set. So she's down to like her undershorts and her shorts, or her undershirt and her shorts, and
Oh my
like her
God.
shoes. And she's just like lugging everything behind her, but she's like all bundled up now. And then Gottfried has not changed what he wears at all.
Gottfried is goth.
Gottfried is dying. Gottfried is horribly sunburned. But that's
He's
like
gonna need those drugs soon enough. Is there a way to train the HP stat? Is that a thing?
No, that's the one stat you cannot train.
Fuck you.
Can you imagine?
That'd be so funny.
Yeah, Octavia and Gare look over and are just like juggling knives above his head.
Oh no.
My imagine would be actually you binge eat.
Oh no,
And
you
there's
just
more of
because
you.
it's also your con
No.
stat, so it's
Yeah, so then there's more of you.
as you get I mean, you could just like I guess increasing your HP would be like permanently adding something to like your either inventory that's significantly heavy. Like if it's heavy enough, I'll give you more HP. Like hypothetically, if it could block attacks for you, like Gottfried has his carrying case, like hypothetically that could block an arrow.
I was thinking in Archibald's case with the whole dragon healing thing, honestly, just kind of getting someone to beat the shit out of him several times.
That could probably work for
just
defense
sort of,
or
you know-
resistance, depending on who's beating the shit out of you, but not HP.
Fuck. Oh well. So, the only one I want to train. Fucker.
Let's get down to business. to beat the shit out of Archibald.
Hey, we're
Yeah,
getting to an obelisk. You
Yeah.
can, you
Gotta
can climb
that.
it.
Gotta climb it. It's gonna take you
Climb it.
days, but go off. Is there anything anyone else
Yeah.
wants to do before bed?
Who is taking first watch again?
Octavia. Is.
All right. Hang on, I'm rolling for something. Okay. So Octavia's still sitting there the whole time?
I would assume that maybe she moves closer to the fire and is kind of like hunched over, but is also like her back is against the fire, so she's looking out to keep watch.
Archibald will walk over, not sitting down, but just like standing. Now dressed in like, it's like clothes closer to what he has always worn. Like he's got the cape back on and like the new overcoat underneath it, but you know, warmer clothes for a night. It's like, are you okay?
Octavia smiles. I'm fine. I'm fine. Just the heat. And you have to roll to get anything.
Oh fuck.
And she's going to counter roll persuasion, which is her
Isn't that deception?
proficiency.
Whoa.
Would it be deception, Sam?
Are you
Are you
lying?
attempting to deceive him?
Yeah, so it
Then
would
yeah,
be
fuck
deception.
yeah.
What is it? Perception? Insight? No, it's...
In
I don't have a great insight stat, so you know. Whatever.
Too bad. You asked. This is what
Insight,
you're gonna
yeah.
get.
No,
insight.
no. This is what was
Sorry.
intended. No, don't worry about it. You're fine. That's a 2 minus 1. So
That's also a 2 minus 1.
what?
Oh my god. Then just kiss. I don't know.
What do we do now?
Who did the original roll? Who is just rolling? Who did the original roll?
I just rolled. Okay. I rolled probably at the same time Cheppy did. Now kiss.
We just sort of stare
Roll
awkwardly at each
roll
other.
again.
Like,
No. You can re-roll. You can re-roll. We can't
But
do meets
in
it, beats
in
it.
canon, there is just like an awkward silence of
Ah, crap. I didn't actually roll.
Loading.
that's not so bad.
Wait, let me roll. Don't say it until I roll. Okay. Now it's 14.
Yeah, no, I got a 6. You're fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Octavia.
Actually, if I'm thinking, Sam, let me ask you something, because it would be funny if it counted like that.
Alright, are you DMing me or okay.
No, I tried to roll again, but it like hit the back of my hand, and I didn't know if that meant it didn't count.
I mean, was it flat?
It was still flat.
Then yeah, it counts.
Okay, then never mind. That was a 6.
Bruh.
Bruh.
Kiss again.
Hold on. No. I need to do a statistic to see how likely it is that you guys rolled the exact same number twice.
Well, it was like I had to add the modifier.
Do you have a -1?
Yeah, I have
Or-
a -1 modifier.
God damn it!
So
we
that's
both-
a
no. It's not just the same number. We rolled
It's not the
same
same number. It's just our
Well,
modifiers
yeah, but
have been
it's
able
still
to.
the
No,
the-
I have a -1 insight. It's the same stat.
Oh, it's the same stat.
Yeah.
No, even if it wasn't, it's still the probability would end up being the same. That if you guys were to end up with the same number, it'd still be a 1 in 20 about.
God.
But that's a 0.00625% chance.
All right, let's go for a third.
Colliding.
Let's go for a third, besties.
3?
Oh God.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna
go-
drop it.
third.
I'm just gonna drop it, and I'm gonna roll first.
Okay.
Let's see if it breaks the cycle. That's not good. It's a 4.
Okay, and then Archibald. Oh god, he died.
We
Okay.
freaking
Fun,
lost
but
him.
I reached over to grab the die and I bumped out my Ethernet cable. Don't mind me.
Oh
Oh
Classic
no.
Chippy.
That's a 9. That's
All
a
right,
9.
Chippy wins. Get incited.
But like, is that a win though?
After 3 tries, no, you guys have a long, hard staring session.
It's very
But
long.
eventually,
I feel like, I'm gonna say for myself here, that's not so much Archibald seeing through as much as with 2 rolls beforehand there, he's more just like, yeah, that's not, in his head, he's like, that's not right, but like,
It
this
is
is
not going.
intensely, this is
He's
not
just staring
going anywhere.
intensely.
This is intensely awkward, and I know she's lying, and we're both very awkward about this. Like, well, yeah. All right.
Okay.
You know, uh, you know the drill. Wake us up if there's anything wrong or need someone to take over the shift. I barely need to sleep anyway, comparatively. So,
Yeah. Octavia seems to relax. Good night, Archibald. Sleep well.
you two. Well, you two would. You know.
Not yet.
One of you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not yet.
Don't sleep while you're on watch. That might not go. Yeah.
I'll wake up Valente when it's time. And if anything happens.
And Archibald stands there for like a second longer than is, not awkward, and then is like, okay, good night, and turns and walks away.
all right. The night goes on for a little bit. Completely uneventful. The desert is a desert. It is cold and dry and sand. So Octavia, you're just sitting there. But after perhaps maybe 2 hours into your watch, you hear a sound, a familiar sound at this point, the sound of a warp spell. Pretty close to you, maybe about 20 feet away. 20 feet behind you.
Do I have enough time to wake the others?
I mean, you could start screaming.
Shit. Crap.
Whoever they are, they don't seem to move immediately, but then after a couple seconds of, you presume, them surveying the land, they do start moving towards you. You hear footsteps on sand.
Octavia has Larce's edge in her hands. And she's going to scream at the top of her lungs.
What is she screaming? Just like, ah!
Elhala Mage.
Alright, everyone else, can you make like a perception check to see if you wake up from that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Hold on, I need to make 3 perception checks for thing 1, thing 2, and thing 3.
Fuck you!
I was talking about the NPCs.
Oh. That's
Amalthea doesn't wake up.
figures.
Gare doesn't
Val?
wake up.
What's the DC for this?
The what?
The DC, like, what do we have to roll to wake up?
You have to get better than a 10. Godfried wakes up.
Oh,
Yeah.
great. Val wakes up.
Edwin does not wake up. He got a 9.
16.
You wake up.
Hell yeah.
Alright, so who's awake? Valente, Archibald, and Godfried, and Octavia?
Yep.
Alright,
rolls over quietly in the sand, and pulls out the gauntlets, which he had somewhere. God knows where. He's a cleaner boy now, but he still sleeps in like shoes and shit.
Yeah.
Octavia, as
Uh.
as you finish screaming and readying your weapon, you hear whoever is behind you stop moving on the sand, and then a woman's voice say, "Oh, so much screaming. What for?"
Octavia turns around and looks at the person who's arrived.
She is resumed slowly walking towards you guys, now kind of like, "Oh, okay, maybe these guys are not cool." But she's clearly like eyeing your fire a little bit, like it's cold and I want to be warm. She is
Come into the light.
Yeah, she comes into the light. And you can see that she's wearing a very long dress. She's got sort of like silver armor pieces on. Very like illustrious, clearly not like your normal run-of-the-mill silver plates. And she's got very, 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 very long blonde hair. Like it's all over the sand. It's behind her.
What the fuck?
She's probably a little bit older than 50. She maybe somewhere between 45 and 60. It's a little hard to place. But she's wearing like fancy earrings, but she's not just like some dainty lady wandering around. She's kitted out. She's got staves on her hips. She's got a mace in one hand, and she's got a tome on her belt. But she doesn't have it in like a pose like I'm gonna smash your brains in. She's just kind of got it in her hand like someone just yelled at me.
She doesn't have
Val,
pointed ears, does she?
Are you out of your tent?
What tent?
Oh, okay. Hold on. She has art. I can reveal her art.
Ooh, yeah.
This
Hey!
is. I have been waiting for
she's
this.
Yeah.
important, guys.
I knew.
There she is.
Wow, she's beautiful.
Does Lethair
Yeah.
have a?
Lethair's mom is passed, and she had short hair, but also.
Okay, can you put this in chat maybe so I can zoom in on things?
Sure. Hold on. I gotta
So
download
I
from the
can
drive.
zoom in.
Zoom enhance.
Yeah, you're gonna zoom in on things? Disgusting.
I want to see what the symbol on her thing is.
One second. I'm downloading it.
Okay. Everyone's got. Sam's shown a picture of a woman, and everyone's got barrels. Chill out. Chill out.
There she is.
We're all adults here. Apparently,
Yeah, but I
horny
want
adults,
to see the symbol.
Oh, crap.
I can't
That's-
tell.
It looks to be
That's-
like 3 circles of some sort.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what the holy symbols look like, so it's not
And
helpful.
and the bird dragony things on the sides. That's
That might be
That's a thing.
Pegasi.
No, they've got beaks.
Oh.
Okay, they got beaks. Oh.
And they have talons. They have See, their wings ended a talon like a bat claw or
Oh.
something. That's
Oh,
a
Can you
yeah.
see this? Can you
Wyverns.
guys see this level of detail in
No,
the
no,
semi-dark?
No,
No.
absolutely not. This is for us, the players.
This is for
Yeah.
us.
For
This is
everyone else's
us.
reference, Sam
The
does a bunch of
watchers.
Sam does a bunch of her art in a Discord call with me and other friends, and
Uh-huh.
she streams it, but she can't stream the ones now that are spoilers for me. So I have had to. She finished this one a few days ago, and I've had to listen to her like DMing it to other people in the call because she's excited about it, but won't show it to me.
I can't show it to you. It's a spoiler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, this lady, she walks up. She's got her mace in one hand. She just kind of looks at all of you. She's got kind of like a smile on her face, but like a tight smile as if she's ready to bash some heads in at the first sign of danger. She just says, "Oh, am I not welcome here? I just saw your fire and it's quite cold here. I didn't exactly pack for the weather."
Val, as all but somersaults out of his tent, with Devon Seer in his hand, and is like, and then lowers it because this is not a Valhalla mage.
Mm.
And
Octavia
goes,
slowly lowers her own sword, but looks embarrassed, but also like still on edge.
I'm going to take the opposite tack of the other two players. Can I roll a sleight of hand for stealth for her to not see or know Archibald is around?
Sure, go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry, my mic didn't pick that up.
Cool.
I gotta watch my little green circle to see if I'm actually talking or if I'm just talking to the void.
Sleight of hand, eh? In the dark?
It is dark. It's the middle of the night.
Yeah, that'll be a nice 25.
She does not see you.
Archibald rolls over in the sand and picks up the gauntlets, and then you look away and you don't see him again. He's just like creeping somewhere.
Val goes and Val looks at Octavia and like shrugs and goes, "You may be welcome depending on whom you are."
Oh, well, forgive me. I'm not in the habit of introducing myself to people I don't know. You were screaming an awful lot about Belhalla mages. Um, are you perhaps residents of Finbar?
No.
We're
Where are you
travelers.
from then?
Arcanea.
Arcanea. Then what are you doing all the way out here in the desert?
That's a
Research.
complicated question. Research is a short way of putting it. Never mind.
Ah, are you here to see the obelisk? What? Sorry, I didn't pick that up.
Yes.
Oh, I see. Well, I just saw your fire here, so if you would allow me to stay for a few minutes, I'd be happy to introduce myself. My name is Cersei. Uh, I'm I guess you could say a healer.
Val sheathes Devon's ear and stands up a little bit straighter and goes, "I don't see why not."
Well, thank you. That's very kind of you. And then she sweeps on over to where the fire is and sits down on a log. I assume where Octavia is still vaguely hanging out.
Yep.
At,
Octavia
at
is
this point,
kind of
Godfried has made his way out of the tent and is like, "What is happening?" But then sees the woman, and he's caught up on the situation.
We don't have much more information other than woman.
There's a woman. Big if true.
It is your choice whether or not you notice that Archibald is just poof.
Val goes over to Godfried and says quietly, but not like if Cersei was trying to listen, she could probably hear it, but if she wasn't paying attention, it would just kind of sound like mumbling.
Okay.
And Val's like, "Do you recognize anything about anything she's wearing? She looks important."
You're asking Godfried that?
Yeah.
Godfrey just kind of looks at her and shrugs. I'm gonna have him make a check, actually.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna, he does a bad thinking, and then he does actual thinking, so give me a second. He just woke up.
Yeah, understandable.
What check would that even be? Perception, probably. Fucking, he rolled a 3, so that's a 2. Godfried
job,
is
King.
still, not awake. He just kind of
that'll
makes a
happen.
noise that isn't anything.
But she's right near the fire now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Octavia is
Oh.
also still near the fire, and after like
Well,
a minute of still like standing there stiff, she does sit down.
from underneath a very sandy earth-colored cloak, which is currently serving as like my cover, making me look like just part of the sand dune back here behind her.
Mm-hmm.
Can I roll perception or something on that? On the clothing and armor
Yeah,
and
of course.
insignias, whatever? Hell yeah. Is it a history or just perception?
Whichever you please. I will give you different answers depending.
I'm going history because it's the only stat I have remotely related to this that doesn't blow. So, that's cocked. That's terrible, but plus 5, so 9.
9. Well, she's definitely a noble of somewhere, judging on the quality of her clothes and armor. And those staves don't look like, your average town healer's materials.
And she's blonde.
She's very blonde, but she does have like white streaks in her hair because she's, older.
Like Lothair blonde?
Approximately that color. It's kind of hard to tell. It's dark.
It's been a while since you've introduced an NPC that made me feel like I was about to shit myself as much.
About to
This is
what?
good. About to shit myself. This is good.
Like,
Yeah?
Cersei is fully loaded.
We spent enough time in a part of the world where everyone was like they were in a court and castle and everything. But like, come on, they were all a little sketch, right? Like we've been running around in like Godfrey's hometown, if you can call it a town, and this is classic start of the campaign. Heavily armored person appearing out of nowhere. To make Archibald fucking lose.
Start of the campaign. We're like 30 sessions in.
This
It's a
is
slow burn.
like this is like the start of the campaign
Oh,
where it's
gotcha.
yeah.
But yeah, you get the vaguest of notions that perhaps she is someone important. She still doesn't let go of the mace either, though. She's now just like she has it on her lap. She's just kind of like playing with it, like haha, like how most people like play with their phone cases.
Octavia is pretty much doing the same thing and is like, it's less that I will unsheath this at any time, and it's more just like, I don't know what to do now.
Cersei looks at all of you and just gives you all like a tight-lipped, like no teeth smile. And she says, I didn't mean to wake all of you. I'll be gone in just a little bit. You guys can go back to bed if you like. I'm just here for the fire.
Val sits down and says, I had second watch anyway. It's no worries.
Oh, I see.
Octavia turns her head and bows her head and is like, I apologize for my reaction. We've had bad experiences where someone warps into our camp.
Oh, I see. Well, it does happen from time to time. It's never a bad idea to be cautious. Besides, you're not entirely wrong. I am from the area. Not a mage, but like I said, mostly a healer. I only carry a tome for, I suppose, emergencies.
Mm-hmm. Understandable.
You'd be a fool to walk into the desert without protection. That's why I keep this too, and she lifts the mace up.
Val nods with understanding and also slight approval.
As you're talking, Godfried is like, he's not gonna like go into his tent and like go back to sleep, but he's gonna go into his tent, and you get the vaguest sense that he's just like, he's listening.
Mm-hmm.
You hear the sound. If you listen close, you can hear the sound of a gun being loaded.
You hear a shotgun being loaded. No, you don't hear the sounds of like bedroll happening. He's just in there.
Can does staves count as weaponry?
Yes, they do.
Fuck yes. Can I do a weaponry roll on the staves she's got with her?
Sure, 1 second, please. She's got 2 of them. She's got one on each hip.
Amazing. 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I didn't include the weaponry in this picture because it got in the way. The original sketch had
No,
it.
of course,
Fair.
of course.
Fair.
25.
20 fucking 5. All right.
Nice.
Val has a +7 to weaponry rolls.
Well, funny enough, one of them looks a little bit familiar because it's very similar to what Ollis carried around the first time you met him. You recognize that it
warp
is
staff.
a berserk staff. But it's holstered. She doesn't have her hand anywhere near it. She doesn't seem to be intending on using it on you. But she does have it. The other staff is something you don't know the name of, but it is fancy business. That is no heel staff. That is something special. It's gold. It's got 3 rings at the top, and it is clearly quite valuable.
Mm-hmm.
It's a mark of
Motherfucker.
groggy.
Motherfucker.
I'm
The
looking at
elder blow-
Valkyrie, and I don't think I will show you Valkyrie and say, where's the 3 circles at the top?
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I was thinking of the holy symbol itself. But
No, I mean,
Don't go off official art. Don't go off official art ever.
that's true.
okay.
I moved Darna, for God's sake.
Did you do that on purpose, though?
I did it, and I was like, I think I moved it a little bit. And I was like, it doesn't matter. And then Cheppy was like, I'm gonna point it out. I'm like, fuck you.
Okay.
You get, since you rolled so high, I will perhaps maybe give you the vaguest sense that this might perhaps be, a one-of-a-kind weapon of incredible power, blessed by a god.
I see.
Wow.
Oh god, what do I do? Val, I can't, hold on, give me a second. I'm making it. Yeah, Val's not great at lying. Val's eyes widen, and he looks directly at Octavia with a face of like, holy shit, and then like
Octavia
cocks his head towards the staves.
At this point, Cersei, she's not looking at you. She's kind of holding her hands out to the fire, like smiling still. Like, she's clearly like monitoring every single motion you're making very clearly, but she's trying to look like she's not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Octavia
Val's bad
just
at lying, so he doesn't care. He's like, you can tell when I'm
Octavia
doing
doesn't
shit.
make any movements with her head. It's all her eyes. But she doesn't do it. She's like everything happens all at once, doesn't it?
A little bit of everything all of the time.
Yeah.
A little bit of everything all at the time. Octavia does it. So are you just traveling through the desert?
Oh, I'm just checking, to see what's out here. All part of the job. Gotta keep the people safe, of course. You never know what could be wandering around outside of where it's supposed to be.
That's fair. Well, I assume if anything got out of its proper place, it would also cause quite a bit of chaos.
Oh, yes, certainly. We don't want anything meant for certain purposes wandering into innocent villages, now do we? Speaking of which, have you,
Now, why would they...
Oh,
no, she can
you...
keep talking. She can keep talking.
Speaking of which, have you, happened upon any, perhaps, undead creatures in the area?
A few days back.
A few days back. Which direction?
Further north. They were in the area of some villages, and we took care of it.
You took care of it. I see.
As
out
you
of
can
curiosity, did you happen to burn the corpses when you were done?
No, actually. I don't
Forgive
believe
us. Arcaneans don't have a history of knowing what to do about dead lords.
Oh, but you know the name of them, I see. Well, I assume you've asked around.
I've heard them mentioned, but we were unaware of the need to burn them.
Oh, you don't need to burn them. Don't burn them. Don't worry about that.
Would you mind my asking why they would send a healer to deal with monsters?
She's gonna make a check real quick. She needs to vibe check you for 1 second.
There's a bomb under the table.
She vibe checks you and deems you safe.
Dope.
Cause you're just like some guy.
Literally.
You're
That
literally
is
just like a
so
party
some
of
guy.
some guys. But she smiles a little bit and she says, "Oh, well, I'm not just a healer. A little secret between you and me. My family's ancestral power allows me to cull the dead as I please. So,
Call or call? This is a Rand question.
both
See
work, but she
you-
said call.
C-A-L-L.
C-A-L-L.
Okay, cool.
So, whenever they get away from the intended location, I bring them back home.
I see.
All in service of the people, of course. We don't want any innocent people getting caught up in a terrible war. I assume you've heard of this war?
It'd be hard to travel through Jugdral without.
Hearing mention of it.
And if you don't mind me asking, what side do you take in this war?
Neither side.
Good answer. Smart girl.
Despite all the points, it's unfortunately Octavia does like being called smart. Take that what you will.
So long
Down,
as,
and Octavia's like, "Aw."
so long as neither side decides to make a specific enemy of us, we see no need to make a specific enemy of them.
Oh, I have no quarrel with. What'd you say you guys were again? Travelers, researchers, sightseeing? I don't remember. Sorry, my memory. But we have no quarrel with people like you. As long as you don't step onto any battlefields, of course.
Is the aid considered a battlefield at this point?
Only certain parts of it, but those parts should be moving soon. I would keep an eye in the sky to see where the dead roam.
Good to know.
But anyways, I don't mean to take up too much more of your time. I just wanted to get warmed up by this fire. I should go, perform my job while the
Then
night is still
Cersei?
out. What was that?
Sorry, Octavia says, Madam Cersei?
It's Lady Cersei, but thank you for trying.
Lady Cersei. Do you have any knowledge of the obelisk?
The obelisk. Oh, I'm not a scholar and that sort of thing. I come from a family of healers, not bookkeepers, but the classic old fairy tale. Someone tried to reach the heavens, fell off the top, all that good stuff. My apologies. I didn't really expect to be needing to recite fairy tales. And in fact, I didn't expect anyone to be in this area of the desert at all.
Well,
I'm
Oh.
only happy I
Old
didn't
map.
teleport directly into your
Oh.
campfire.
Oh.
That would have been bad luck indeed.
I'll have to wear shorter skirts from now on, just in case. Fabric
He
catches.
doesn't know. Sam, he has
Yeah.
no idea I'm there, right?
Yeah, no, she has no idea you're there. What are you doing?
Do I have to roll another sleight of hand if I want to steal?
Yes!
Oh my god!
What are you stealing?
Do you have Suspirium?
Oh god.
You have Suspirium? You have Suspirium on you, right?
Yeah.
Does that help? with that?
Anyone who wants to know what's going on, please refer to the chat so you can see what I'm thinking.
Oh no.
How? No, I don't think this is gonna work. I really don't think, and we're all gonna die.
How else are we supposed to get it? Kill her?
Yeah, but we might see her again. She has a dope ass
We
art.
go back hang on a second.
How? Literally, I don't want to kill this woman.
I
She
don't
seems
want to.
cool, but we
I
need
don't want
Valkyrie.
to. I just want her to leave, and also she could very likely kill us.
Well,
Please don't.
What are we
in
supposed to do?
I did that thing where I roll a d100 to see what Archibald is going to do, and in defiance of the universe, I rolled a 0-1, which is that's probably not gonna happen.
Good.
Good.
I mean, I was
Nice.
kidding, but also we
Archibald,
do need Valkyrie.
okay, so
We
we
do
need
need
the fair
Valkyrie.
so bad.
I
I
don't
want her
think
so bad.
that Archibald almost doesn't give a fuck about Valkyrie. It's more he sees the staves, sees the fancy one, and sees the berserk staff, and is like, well, we've been down this road before, and is very fucking tempted. Like, very tempted. He goes through the whole process of like, do I want to fucking just try and like gut her when she's not looking, or do I want to like try and pilfer like magical artifacts? It's like, no, murder seems like it'd get us in deep shit right out the gate. Stealing, well, like fuck if she can touch. There's no way in hell that she's not gonna like. He sort of works through the whole mental process of like, not this time.
Not this
But
time.
Not this time. Another
But
time.
he definitely went through the whole hide, murder, maim, steal, harass.
Octavia
Jared
goes
goes
through
yeah.
that.
Chippy
Is
goes through
like
the fuck Mary
sensing.
kill for this woman.
Oh, you don't. I rolled a 20. I rolled a 25 stealth. You don't. You can only see sand dunes. You have no idea.
Oh no.
Unless you want to roll, but like yeah.
So, Cheppy, are you attempting to steal Valkyrie or not?
Fuck no.
Okay.
It is Valkyrie. Yep, it is Valkyrie.
Yeah.
I
I
was
hope
kidding.
I
It's
increased
Valkyrie.
all of your heart rates for the evening.
Yeah, Jesus.
I was
My heart rate has increased so many times this evening. It's fine.
um
I'm a
Oh.
health problem.
Oh no.
God damn it. There's no way we can get it from her.
Like, there's no way. But
The only-
Sam
Hey, what's
the
up?
only way I
has
could
this dope ass art. I think we're gonna see her again.
Sam likes making lore characters art, okay?
Yeah, you don't know what's going on in here. My mind is an enigma.
Val's
I don't
or
even
not-
know what's going on in here.
Godfrey's
guessed what
grandma
obel-
has art. Okay, I don't. That's
I
some
guess
lady.
what fucking obelisk you were gonna Photoshop in.
Fuck you.
Come on. It's an enigma.
Using my love of
Jump.
obelisks against me.
This way,
Okay, well that's
this
it.
is
Then
better. Because she doesn't know I exist.
She currently only knows about Valente, Octavia, and Godfrey. But she sees at least 3 other tents, so she can assume there's at least 3 other people. Archibald slept on the ground outside, so she doesn't know about Archibald.
Archibald's I guess sheets that he was using for sleeping vaguely are currently blended in completely with a fucking sand dune 10 feet
Nice.
away from the fire.
A sandy boy.
cool.
As far as I don't think the party knows he's there either.
No, you
Like they
don't.
knew that he was sleeping outside, and now he's just gone,
Like,
and they're like,
Octavia-
all right.
Thought she saw him roll, but now she doesn't know where he is.
Mm-hmm.
Metal Gear.
Okay, I guess that's it. Unless Cersei wants to stay.
Cersei is going to sort of brush herself off and say, "Well, I should be going. I should be attending to my business."
Val nods his head and says, I know that I'm saying this superfluously. I trust in your abilities, but it is something I simply say to people when they leave our company. Do stay safe. Stay safe out there, Lady Cersei.
I will do my absolute best. Nothing can touch me in this desert.
Her hair is just like in the fucking sand, huh?
Yeah, no, it's
Yep.
it's everywhere.
Damn.
she like moves to like get away from the fire to, you know, do her little warp spell, you know, make sure you're all out of the blast zone. But before she does that, she turns around and she's thinking a little bit, and she looks at Valente and Octavia, and she says, out of curiosity, you mentioned another mage came in here and attacked your group. What for? Surely there was a reason.
We're not sure. It was all the way back on the other side of the continent. We were looking at a shrine.
A shrine.
Does that do anything?
Hmm.
And should I have Octavia make a persuasion roll?
Or it'd be
What are you
deception.
persuading her to do?
Deception?
Deception roll?
Just
Yeah,
like-
make a deception roll. Make a deception roll.
You're absolutely lying. We know exactly why Alice showed up.
Yeah, we know exactly why.
We fucking shook him down for all he's worth. We know everything. We know where he lives.
She's gonna make an insight check.
Can I make an insight check on her while she's talking?
Okay,
Can
can I fucking do this first? She got a 13.
I haven't rolled yet. Let me roll. I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous. I'm so sorry, guys. It's in character that Octavia is fucking up right now, but still. That is a 12.
A 12. She narrows her eyes at you a little bit, and she says, mages don't usually just teleport into camps of scholars and sightseers for no reason.
Val says, all right, we were traveling with someone at the time that he was interested in kidnapping.
Ah, I suspected as much. And tell me, did he get away with it?
No.
Ah, unfortunate. Though I think I do know who you're talking about, so. Interesting.
I imagine his failure was known, seeing as I believe his father assumed he was missing.
You seem to know a lot about this man, don't you?
He
Why
was
do you know
frightened.
so much about him?
He was frightened. He wanted to get away.
So he
We had no
talked.
reason to deny him.
Well, he wasn't a professional, so I assume he opened his mouth. Oh well, sorry for bothering you. Make sure you don't hang out around suspicious people any more than you have to. And then she steps away from the campfire, and there's a warp flash, and she's gone.
Val puts his head in his hands and goes, well,
Let me get rid of her.
fuck.
Octavia, just like, I think she's still sitting down, she's just like, it looks like all the life has been sucked out of her.
Val will get up and sit next to her if they weren't already sitting like next to each other,
Nice.
and wraps his he put his coat on because he was sleeping in it because it's fucking freezing.
Mhm.
And he wraps it in her and puts his arm around her and is like, we'll deal with it when the consequences occur. We've made it this far.
Sam?
I was on watch
Yeah?
the first time. This is
What?
Sorry, no.
No,
They
they
can
go.
continue.
right. I was on watch the first time this happened. Fuck. Fuck.
There's nothing you could do to change it. It's not like they knew. It was a coincidence.
I could have. I better. I could have. I'm just.
What exactly could you have fixed in the situation?
I don't know.
Exactly. You're blaming yourself, and I understand where that comes from. Believe me. But we did the best we could, and in fact, we saved Lothair from a very fraught situation. We did the best we absolutely could. We tried to save Alice. It was our luck, or it was his luck, I suppose, that got him captured. And she seemed an intelligent woman. I'm not surprised she could discern that you were telling the truth, and you've been doing poorly anyway.
Yeah. Is Archibald in sight?
Sight?
Like,
Is he
has
still-
Archibald? Is he still like
Stealth
up?
mode.
Is he still in stealth?
That's actually what I was going to address Sam about when I was waiting for the
What's up?
before Archibald would not come out of hiding basically until I get to make a perception roll to see that she's not like, because she said she noticed, he was listening, she said she noticed the fire and then warped in. So like, what?
How far? That does. What?
She-
Yeah,
no,
that was.
she-
remember. So, do you remember what happened? Essentially, she warped in, and Sam said that she was surveying. So, my best guess is that she warped in because she thought the Dead Lords might be in the area. Then she saw the fire and came over because it's fucking freezing.
Mhm.
But my point would be, I'd want to know if, like, on the horizon, basically, even is she like moonlit, like a silhouette, little.
Like Batman.
distance.
She's at the top
my
of the
God, Batman.
obelisk holding a gun.
Yeah, sure. Perception. Oh, that's not great. It's 9.
How much is it?
9.
You look out over the horizon. It's hella dark. The horizon is everywhere. You don't see anybody.
I'm rolling D100 again. Excuse me. No, he's staying hidden. For a little bit.
All right.
Don't trust you as something.
I mean,
Oh, I regret instantly. Archibald doesn't, but I do. Go on.
Val says, I mean, whether you trust me with anything is up to you, but you know I wouldn't share that with anyone.
I know. The name is Godfrey. Also, before she starts, she listens if Godfrey is still up.
Godfrey has not made any noises that indicate he's gone to bed.
God damn it.
But also, maybe you weren't paying attention? Who knows?
Yeah. Octavia takes a
Unclear.
pause and then she goes, "You know the name listed on the sheet, on the map that you found?"
Yeah, the name of that spirit forest man, correct? Or
Well,
his granddaughter, right.
yeah, I remembered the first name, but here was my mom's name.
I see. Her maiden name or her name?
Her maiden name.
Huh.
After my father disowned me, I began to take it, but I feel like if anyone asks, I shouldn't say that name around these parts.
No. Perhaps not.
Yeah. Oh god. Oh gods. I feel like I'm gonna throw up.
Deep breaths.
And Octavia's taking deep breaths. Maybe it's a coincidence. It's likely that it's a coincidence.
I wouldn't say that, but I would say I don't think it's necessarily important. There's a chance you have distant Jugdral relatives.
Yeah.
I don't think it will matter much. And if it does, just like everything else, we will cross that bridge when we get to it.
Uh-huh. Thank you for listening, Valente. That helps.
Of course.
I think it'll be a bit easier for me to go to sleep, but surprisingly, after all of that, but I think maybe I'll stay up a little bit longer if that's okay. Then I'll go to bed.
Would never deny your company.
Neither I yours.
Archibald, are you doing anything? Or are you just gonna squat behind them?
Are you gonna squat?
Well, first of all, why'd you
Squatting
phrase
on
it
'em.
like that?
Because that's what I've been
No,
picturing
made
you
it
doing
worse.
this whole time, just
I'm-
squatting out of
He's like
sight.
lying
I'm imagining,
down.
yeah, no, I'm imagining him like face down with like a blanket over his back that's vaguely sand colored.
Archibald's doing like a Corin Fire Emblem. He's like part transformed, and he's doing like the crocodile. You know, like the crocodile thing where
Oh
they
my
have
God,
just like
in
the
the
eyes and
sand.
everything.
Lizard boys.
Yeah,
Lizard
tunnel.
boy.
They tunnel, not in combat though. Yeah. So I've been making dice
Right.
rolls of my own over here, entirely related to my own course of actions. Huh. That one's okay. Yeah.
What's
After
Archibald gonna do?
uh
Or I could have Octavia go, wait, where's Archibald?
there's a pause and then like a gentle how do I make this not scare the crap out of the other NPCs? No, PCs. They're not NPCs by
Reese's
definition.
Pieces?
Shut
Sure.
the fuck up.
But yeah, uh just like you hear like a shifting of sand and it's like weird. I'm actually gonna roll sleight of hand. Not because it's a skill check, but because I want to know how Archibald can do it here. Okay. Yeah, 20, 21. It's weird. You don't think a giant lizard can move anything approach it. Like, you know how like a snake slithers, and it's like barely a sound except like the gentle sliding.
Yeah.
But I guess you hear like a sort of sound of sand shifting behind you and maybe see an eye look at there's like a single eye like side of the head looking up at you and just sort of like slowly like slither crawls out of the sand behind you. Just a fucking whole ass dragon behind you. Out of nowhere, basically.
The
About
second
10
Val
a
hears,
good like 10 15 a good like 10 to 20 feet, not like right there.
I mean, if what if whenever Val hears him, she turns around and goes, "Oh, that's where you went."
Sans makes hiding easy, uh
Mm.
especially for me. I'd prefer her to not know that I exist. uh I feel like I've had enough nobility or whatever learn about my existence in the last couple weeks. uh yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense to me.
Mm-hmm. Also, Archibald.
Hi.
Hi. You're not gonna say anything that I just said, even if you didn't hear it to anyone.
Can I be entirely honest with you here?
Go for it.
I heard the word mother, and I buried my head in the sand so I couldn't hear any of the rest of the exchange.
And despite Octavia like so surprised, and then she does start giggling.
Yeah, I don't know if
So
you want to
weird.
do like the insight or whatever.
She
But
will. She will.
yeah, sure. But I'm also going to roll. But true story, I'm rolling persuasion because I did a silent D100 roll. How much he would respect the privacy here. And as you started talking about the maiden name, I got a 96.
Oh my.
Oh no!
Archibald
sorry.
respects women.
This is like the only time he's ever rolled to. Every other time he's rolled like 60 tops. Like it tends to hover. So this is the highest roll for respecting other people I've ever
Oh my
had or
God.
have.
Oh my god!
Classic Archibald, disrespecting everyone.
Yeah.
Well, except
Uh,
on this occasion, I guess.
Speaking of disrespecting people, at this point, Godfrey's gonna crawl out from where he was in his tent. He's holding the book on blood magic, and he just kind of like slides onto one of the logs, just like not saying
and there's
anything.
just
I guess I
there's
won't
just
do
a-
the inside check. Let's just.
it was like a 17 persuasion, but like it's just whatever you.
Wait, I'll do it. It's not gonna beat that unless I got a natural 20, and I don't. So, Octavia is persuaded.
You know.
Yeah.
Val just nods his head at Godfrey.
Godfrey does not look at you. He just opens his book and reads.
Good for him.
All right, is anyone doing anything else on this night?
I will say Octavia probably still sits up with Valente for like an hour. Just like being close, but as she starts to nod off, she realizes I should just go lay down in my tent. I should just do that, and says goodnight to Valente and Godfried
Sleep
and
well.
Archibald.
Good night.
I'll try to. Have a good watch.
All right, I'm gonna need the full tally of player characters that are asleep right now. Is Edwin still asleep?
Yes.
All right, Octavia's asleep.
Yep.
But
Archibald, are you
One
going to
sec.
sleep?
a bit after Octavia. But
Okay, but you
yeah,
are asleep.
I,
Can I get a luck roll from the three
God.
Sleepo Beepos?
If Octavia goes to EBDB today, it's gonna be. Oh no.
we've so cut down the pool, and yet somehow still Edwin is in the line of fire. Like
Yeah. Edwin, you need to keep watch sometime.
Get that boy awake.
Get that boy awake.
All right, and yes, you will be having a dream tonight. Someone
Oh,
will
God.
be. One dream.
shocker, shocker.
Shocker. All right, give me those numbers.
15 for Octavia.
15,
10.
10.
Oh, I got a 12. Sorry, thank you.
Oh no!
Edwin! I grab Edwin by the
keep doing
ankles and
this.
drag him into hell.
Yeah, keep doing that.
I have a zero mod to I have like nothing special. It's just-
Edwin, come
I have a
closer.
-2. I
I
only
got a
rolled a
minus
12.
1.
You
Really?
actually you got a 12?
I rolled a 12. I have a -2,
Oh.
so it was a 10.
Oh, Edwin.
So we rolled
We
the
can't
same. You just
doing
got.
Yeah.
this.
You can't
All right,
keep
hold
doing
on. Let me just
this.
mark something down.
God
Oh
damn it.
no.
Oh no.
No, you're fine. Calm down. God, the amount of times I've written Edwin on this document is just harrowing. All right, Edwin, you fall asleep. way earlier in the night, and the first half of your night is spent, you know, just vibing. You maybe have a normal dream. You dream about school. You dream about mage stuff, guy stuff,
Nice.
Uh, but
Yeah.
then you, at some point in your dream, it shifts and changes, and suddenly you are standing on a roadside. And the first thing you notice is that A, there's a spear in your hand, and B, you are
Oh.
surrounded by children.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Is it a real spear or is it a knife stick?
It's something of a knife stick.
I
Oh
see.
no.
Okay.
Oh no.
Is this like, well, I guess I could probably just ask what the area looks like. I was gonna ask if the road is actually a road or just like dirt.
No, it does seem to be a road. Not like a nice road, but well traveled. It might have once been paved. There's like a couple paving stones around, but it's been worn down. No one's taken care of it in a while.
Okay.
And I
Um.
must point out you are within like the tree line, so you're hidden by trees, but there's a road in front of you.
Okay. Um. What are the children? How many children are there, and what are they like?
There's three of them, two girls and a boy. They are significantly younger than you, and they're all sort of clutching either blunt weapons or things that aren't really weapons. Um, and they're all very dirty, and they're all look pretty unhappy.
Okay. Is there anyone coming down the road or anything? If I like look both ways.
There is a vague shape in the distance. It looks like maybe a cart or a carriage is approaching, but it's still a ways off.
All right. Well, Edwin probably looks at these kids and is like, "Are are we waiting for something?"
One of them, probably like the oldest one, the older of the two girls, looks at you kind of like incredulously. She says, "Why are you asking that? You're the one that set this up."
Oh, well, just remind me so that I know that you know it.
Oh, well, when the carriage passes by, we're gonna hold them at knife point and make them give us all their stuff, especially the food.
Yeah, okay, that's a pretty good plan, I think. Um, all right.
The carriage
Can I?
approaches.
Yeah. I Edwin just waits for the carriage.
Uh,
Clearly, he has to hold people at knife point in the carriage.
uh, as the carriage approaches, you can see that it's being driven by what looks like an old woman, like a frail old woman. She seems to be alone.
Are the other kids like looking like they're just gonna jump out, or
The other
are they
kids are kind
waiting
of like
for?
hiding behind you, like
Okay.
they don't quite know what to do. They're kind of relying on you in this situation.
Okay, well, I have to definitely then step out and brandish my knife stick.
Are you
Probably at the
doing that right
horse or
now?
something. Yeah, if the carriage is nearby.
It is coming up the
That
road.
easy.
So as you
Okay.
as you
Oh,
step into
okay.
the road and brandish your knife stick at them, the carriage does kind of slow down for a minute. But then the horses get kind of like upset. And the old woman just kind of like squints at you like, "What is that? Who's this little man?"
um, I want to like wave at the other kids, like, come on, you gotta also brandish your knives and things.
As you do, the youngest child, little girl, she can't be any more than 4, bursts into tears.
Oh dear.
And they
Oh
all just kind of
no,
like
no.
shrink back into the woods.
Oh boy. Um, well,
Uh,
plan B, I guess, is stop brandishing the knife stick.
the woman driving the carriage just kind of looks at you and says, "Get out of the road."
I don't suppose you have any extra food or anything?
Of course not. If I'm gonna make the journey all the way north, I need all this for myself. You scavengers can go elsewhere. I'll run you down if I have to.
Okay, I don't think I want that.
Well, then get off the road.
Edwin steps back off of the road.
The woman like flicks her wrist and she urges the horses onward and they gallop away from you guys like fast enough that none of you'd be able to foreseeably catch her. And the kids who were in the woods kind of like shuffle out of the woods behind you, and you like hear one of them mumble something about being very, very hungry and how they're all gonna starve. And then you wake up.
Oh boy.
Great job, Edwin.
It was either that or try to kill the old woman.
But
Or get run over.
I hope Sam checks the chat and sees.
let's find out.
What
Let's
was
see what
discussed.
Chubby's posting.
Yeah.
Children.
No, it's not the chitty chitty bang bang guy. It's an old woman with her carriage full of like supplies.
Yeah, but you said young children, and I'm just yeah. And then you said a carriage, and my brain was just like, oh no.
I've connected them.
I connected a dot, and I hate it.
But yeah, Edwin, you wake up. It is still the middle of the night.
Ugh, that's the worst part of these weird dreams.
Oh, that's the worst, is it?
Edwin's like, oh, beans, I woke up in the middle of the night again after
got,
watching
like,
someone
an
get mauled.
I've got like 2 pages of a document about how my granddad whispered his darkest secrets to me when I was an egg, but sure, your dreams are bad. Because you wake up.
Edwin, are
Edwin
you
just goes
doing
back to
anything,
sleep.
or you just turning over and go back to
Yeah.
sleep?
Yeah.
I mean, go off, King. But that's a good place to end the session for today, I think.
Okay.
Sound good? Does anyone have any
Yeah.
questions?
What's the supports?
Oh shit, I have to do that. Hold on, sit tight for like
Oh.
3
Oh,
minutes,
egg.
okay?
Oh
All good.
God, just kidding. I have a
Shut
box of
up.
cereal I'm eating from.
God, Sam has so many guns.
I have so many guns.
She has like she has like so many more from me alone. Now you people are giving stop giving her guns.
No, give me more guns!
She asked.
She asked and she received.
Yeah, if you're being mugged and they're like, hey, could you like hand me a gun? It's like, no!
Well, it's interesting for the narrative, and
Yeah.
to be honest,
No, of
Yeah.
course.
yeah.
I'm trying to think,
No,
what else
yeah, no.
happened today?
No, I'd be disappointed
much.
if I was the only one with horrible secrets.
Not a lot of NPC vibes today, aside from Cersei intro.mov.
Yeah,
but,
that's fair.
Mhm.
Hold on, I'll put this in the chat and then I'll put it on the screen. Nope,
Yay.
that's the Spud channel.
She doesn't even know.
Spodification,
She doesn't know
baby.
that I exist.
There we go. Okay. Come back.
All right, hold on. I have a whole method so I can compare
Method?
things.
There's a method to your madness.
Oh, here we go.
Debatably.
There's like,
Oh,
I think, one change aside from Cersei introduction compilation. Oh, I forgot to put, hold on, I
Where's
forgot to
A?
write,
There we are.
reactions to Cersei. One second, this isn't canon yet. Nope, goodbye.
Oh.
She's
Yeah,
got
that's fair.
an A with herself.
Yeah, love
That
wins.
tracks.
Her.
Girl
Love that
boss
for
energy.
her.
Hold on. Who met Cersei? Cersei met Cersei.
I met Cersei.
You met Cersei.
But she didn't meet me.
I don't determine your...
No. Sam doesn't do our
I don't
supports,
do
we do
players
our own.
because that's your opinion. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
I was missing one thing.
Okay.
Godfrey immediately like,
Shit
don't like
list.
that. Shit list.
Well, Godfrey can be right.
Yeah, Godfrey can be right.
I forgot he was
I
there
gave
for like 2
Sam a
minutes.
character that was functionally a Nazi, and this woman is spookier somehow.
Chappie, like I said, the reason I kind of had to neuter Beatrix's character a little bit is because I can't start at the top.
No, I'm not complaining. My point is, I handed we've met actual child murderers that were less intimidating than this. Like,
What do you mean? She's
there's
just a simple healer.
there's
And then
an
she's
aura.
like, oh, we're protecting the people, just like Eno said so many sessions ago, but now it's a threat.
Don't be afraid.
Yes, be
Hello,
afraid.
children.
What the
And
fuck
it's like-
else did you touch?
There's one thing.
Oh god, I'm trying to find it.
Me too. I'm baffled beyond belief.
One other thing.
I mean, I can tell you what it is.
Please.
Let's see. Was Lethera an F for Alaka always? I think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah, since last
No,
time.
the one thing that changed is that Amalthea is no longer at sea with Godfried because he gave her a stick.
Oh,
Yeah,
yay.
impressive.
Give child item.
Impressive.
It's not a big galaxy brain moment. It's just she received item from person.
No, she's
Mhm.
pretty. That for her, that's pretty important. She received a new
Yeah.
stick.
She likes her trust hinges on give item to baby. Perhaps
I-
for reasons
I
Edwin has
did.
discovered.
We just did the you made this, I made this with the stick. Where I had the stick, I gave it to Octavian Godfried, and Octavian Godfried gave it to the child. And the child's like, thanks, Octavian Godfried, and runs off.
She already has B with
so
you.
sorry. You
She
need
already
to
had
do
B
more
with you.
for A.
You got
You
yeah.
need
You
to do
there's
more.
there's
Oh.
specific parameters to hit A with most of these characters.
Yeah. And
You're not
it's
gonna
like,
be able to give her a stick and.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
still. I can't get. I know what my A sport criteria is for already. We have
Oh,
to push
boy.
Edwin in. We have to push Edwin into a lake.
How did you know?
Yes. I mean, hey guys,
You would
we're,
be.
we're buying Oasis.
Push
I-
Edwin into the mud. That
Hey,
seems
hey,
even
hey.
ruder.
I want.
Listen,
I want you all
here's
to
my
know
thought.
there is not a single session, right? If you are dead wrong if you think there's been a single session since then when I have not thought about the need to team up with Amalthea to push Edwin and to maybe Gare into a lake. And you would also be wrong if you thought that about 2 or 3 times I did not consider shoving him into the Oasis today alone.
Oh,
Like,
my
it-
god.
My suggestion is to wait till we find some stagnant water that's probably suspicious to drink but not dirty, and then shove them in there.
basically, you need
Yes,
to have
King, get a
moment
brain-eating
when,
amoeba.
when
What?
Octavia fell into the river near Luan. You need another one like
I'm
that.
just we don't want a dirty drinking water, but also
we
don't
don't
wanna
want
get him
Edwin in our
gross.
water. Gross. Oh, but yes. Does anyone have any questions?
I do not think so.
No. Oh.
Any
No,
questions?
not really. Just damn, we really are an open book of a party, aren't we?
Oh, actually, guys, there's more.
Oh, ooh, there's more.
There's more.
There's
You
more.
haven't.
Oh
Octavia did not say the entirety of that.
Oh boy.
no. Oh, I'm sure you have more. I meant more that incredibly powerful woman who's probably not on our side walked up and we're like, yeah, dude, we were like over on the other side of the continent.
Because
like,
she would decimate us and crush our skulls.
You don't know what level she is. Maybe she's like level 3 and she's just got nice drip.
She had a
Listen,
mace. She had a berserk staff and a mace.
she's at sea with us. I don't even though we told her the complete told her a vague but truth. She's not mad about it. She's like, yeah,
Oh.
that happens, and then left.
I also
It do be
I
like
also
that.
have in my notes Archibald silently face palming when we're like all this when we said a bunch of shit. She's like, oh, you know about stuff, and we're like, yeah, no, Wallace told us. I was like, She's got him in prison. He's like,
Oh,
he's a
forgot to
fucking
add her
he's a-
support with Alice.
He's
Oh,
gonna
She
get
knows
beaten
him.
tonight.
I'm so sorry,
Wait.
Alice.
Alice,
like-
she probably has like a maybe a C. She's like,
What does he think of her?
I mean, probably a C too. Like, it's kind of
Yeah.
like, you hear about like your mom's coworkers' kids, like that kind of thing.
Yeah. Like, oh, that one.
Like,
Okay.
oh yeah, little Jimmy failed a kidnapping
Go
again.
home. Go home. It's like, oh,
Shame.
Jeremy, were you aware that your son actually spilled a bunch of secrets to the enemy? It's like, oh, well, fuck, I don't know that. We're gonna have to go.
Well, he's already been technically tortured, probably.
Your boy got
so-
tortured already. Like, he's
Yeah, the
fine.
boy got tortured already. The ship has sailed.
Hypothetically, you haven't gotten visual confirmation, but hypothetically, he's alive.
The fun thing about torture is that you don't have to stop torturing someone. Like, if you find out something that makes you want to torture more, you can torture
Oh god,
again.
we're so sorry, Alice. We're so sorry.
We didn't listen, we didn't tell them anything they didn't already know.
I hope not. We have fucked this man at every point. Like, he showed up and tried. I feel like
It sounds like it's a him problem.
it's like, at what point does it cease to be a him problem? Well, he did
We
actually
should get
do
him
everything.
out. Let's see if we can get him out.
No, that is one of the many goals.
Yeah.
Free
That's one
Alice.
of the many goals. To get him out. Well, we know where the Valkyrie staff is now, guys.
Val was planning on writing Lothair back anyway, and now he has a reason to.
Yeah,
Also-
like,
Yeah.
hey.
Also, when Archibald was like, maybe I should steal it, a couple thoughts went through my head, such as, well, the second you put your hand on it, it's gonna burn the fuck out of you.
Yeah, because it's
I was
a
also
human.
thinking
that.
I was like, the only
Yeah.
person who could possibly touch this thing is, maybe Gare, and even then, who knows what'll happen to him.
Yeah.
And he's not a stealthy boy!
No,
no.
listen, I was just like, just put a glove on.
No, it's holy magic, bestie.
uh,
It goes through that.
The only reason aside from Dwyer mentioning it, the only reason that I was thinking about doing it is that I'm a level 10 Earth Dragon, which means I am now immune to Berserk when I'm transformed into a dragon. So
Oh, yes.
and Berserk and Silence and another one, whatever it was. It's less.
Oh, that's so cool.
So I was like, I kind of fucking kicked Alice's ass when I was able to be Berserk. She has like the same weapons, but
Also, she just had plain Berserk, not
Lovely.
Berserk Pulse, so hers was a less, scary version.
right, no, but I'm thinking she whirls around to see me like stealing something or attacking her as like uses the Berserk staff. It's like, no.
Excellent. Chevy dies. That'd be so funny. Yeah, there were so
I
many
had-
opportunities that could have gone so badly, and you guys, a number of really terrible things could have happened to various members of your party.
I had a battle plan. I had a battle plan.
If Gare had woken up and walked out of that tent without his coat on, which were all separate roles, some very, very bad things would have happened.
Oh god.
Yeah.
When the Valhalla noble walks in and says, "Hey, anybody got holy blood here?" Gare,
Oh no.
I got a little bit.
these are fake. I got these at Party City.
I've got a little bit of all of
No,
it. So
there's,
Hey, cuz, what's up?
Gare got the jungle juice. of
Gare got that
holy blood.
airport jungle juice of holy blood.
Hey, you know what? Also, potentially this session,
What?
we found out that maybe Octavia and Gare are distantly related.
Distantly related, yeah.
Ba-da-da-da-da-da.
cousins.
Cousins.
One big family.
No, I made sure I said that Val came out with Devon Sear because I was not about to let Val walk
Right.
out there both unarmed and
That would make-
unarmored.
Mm.
I did not. I was like, there's a chance this is going to go wrong fast.
And like Octavia had nothing and she was turned away. So I was just like, I don't know what else she can do that makes sense in this.
Time to
point,
scream. No,
Sorry,
that was
what?
so valid. I said time to scream.
Yeah, time to
That was
scream.
that was such a completely valid tactic. I respect the hustle.
No, it was actually very intelligent.
We got more
Wait a
players to
We're-
experience. That's good.
That
And
means that
also,
Oh,
Octavia could be part dragon.
yeah. What?
Oh my god.
Another
I
pin
was
for the board, boys.
I can neither confirm nor deny, and also I don't know if Sam has anything up her sleeve.
Hold on, let me
I
message you.
knew it, and when I say I knew it, I mean I speculated wildly about everything because I can't lose that
You
way.
never speculated about Octavia.
I just didn't ask correctly.
Rand, I've messaged you.
It's in notes.
Okay.
I think somewhere. It's
Okay.
basically everyone but like Val, I think, and Amalthea.
damn, I was gonna ask, what secrets do you think Val's been hiding?
Yes,
Uh,
7.
No,
Yes.
just the energy. It seemed more like the energy there was not dragon. So Archibald did not consider it. Edwin is green. Gare, Godfrey, and Octavia
Edwin is green.
all
Wait, what?
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 Sorry, what were you saying?
What are they selling?
Okay. Yeah. Gare, Godfrey, and Octavia all like have the bluish hair, so that's one thing, and also like the vibe of someone. Archibald tends to find in his experiences a correlation between people who want to tell others to fuck off, and also like beating the shit. He generally violence correlates with dragon in his experience,
Yeah.
life experience.
Oh my.
So he's like,
Oh
yeah,
wow.
and get. Yeah, no, you know.
Gare.
No
Just
pointy
points at all
no-
of Gare.
No pointy ears. No
Yeah,
pointy ears
no pointy
among
ears.
them.
Among Us.
Well, you know, you got like they also all three of you have like long hair. All four of you have long hair, so he's like, I hide the pointy ears under long hair. It's like it could
Chevy.
be.
Archibald's gonna start off next session, like, in Gare's tent, like, quietly going through his hair, like, hey, let me just check something real quick.
No, he doesn't think that. The second he learns that he's got all the blood, he's like, never mind.
We've solved your problem.
Oh, I've solved your problem. I haven't
You
solved your
ate
problem, but
concrete.
They made him eat concrete as a baby.
Oh boy, who's they? And why is it Godfried's granddad?
What did he do wrong? He literally just showed up in your dreams.
I just think it's so funny that the way I'm imagining the current relationship between Dragomir and Bale is Bale?
Bale? I just say Bale.
Okay, Bale. Is that basically they are the quote unquote lord and quote unquote tactician, and then you have son and their grandson. And it's so funny.
Man, this family team sucks. This
The vibe
dynasty
I was getting-
sucks.
I've been kind of thinking of that the characters in that scene, those two and Gare, kind of like 2.5 Men.
Oh my god.
So, hey Sam, which of them would you say better fits the profile of Charlie Sheen?
I haven't seen the show. I'm sorry.
Which one of them is most likely to get fucking blasted off his ass on drugs?
Oh, Dragomir, obviously.
Okay. Charlie Sheen he is.
Oh no.
Oh boy. Poor Gare.
I hope you guys the dreams are randomly generated. I have the giant timeline I'm making. Funny enough is what controls what dreams you have. So I plug the total number into a random number generator. I have a bunch blocked off like, oh, this is someone getting born and they probably don't remember that. Or if everyone involved in the scene is dead and there were no witnesses other than them, also,
Well, yeah.
yeah, you can't dream about that because no one was there. But I put the total number into the random number generator and I just go until present character is on the scene, I suppose. So I couldn't do any of Lethair's information because she's not here. But yeah,
It's all a second
that's how I
connection.
do it.
Okay, that's good to
Amalthea's
know.
amount of scenes is incredibly small because she's 15.
Yeah.
So the fact that
And not a lot of
Amalthea
important
happened
things
at
happened.
all, the fact that that happened at all is kind of a Christmas miracle.
Yeah, just saying, she's totally an orphan as a result of some sort of mass sacrifices or rebellion. Like, she's Peter Pan in that shit. Like,
I can't believe Edwin just let
all
all
of their
those children
parents are
starve.
dead.
Kill an old lady, why don't you?
All of their parents are dead a few miles from where Gare and his weird old man friend live. Like, what's up with that? That's fucking weird.
Usually they call
I
those dads.
Mhm. I think it's very funny how the outcome of the dream might change depending on who is receiving the dream instead of the person.
So true.
Like,
So true.
if you were giving that dream to Val's like, no, I'd stab that old lady. They need food.
Yeah,
That's
it's
part
kinda
of the fun.
Oh, I was curious because, like, were the NPCs who were currently asleep included?
They get a separate roll. They get I'll give you a little hint on how it works. So I do the player roll first. The nightmare coefficient comes into play at the very start, and I can't tell you what that does because that is a spoiler. But once that is decided, if there is for whatever reason one of the allotted slots is not filled, so I'll plan in ahead, like, okay, there's 3 possible dreams, or 2 possible dreams, whatever. If one of the dreams doesn't happen for reason I cannot name, then an NPC will fill that slot, and then they'll roll to see if they get a dream, and that comes from one of you guys. But, so far, you guys, Edwin is, he's hogging all the dreams. Amalthea,
Sorry,
Gare, and
guys.
Godfrey have been relatively dream-free, aside from, I think Amalthea had one she talked to Archibald about, and Gare might have had 1 or 2 that were just, like, weird.
Yeah,
if I ever
she
have
was
a
in a
Godfrey just not gotten
cabin.
any, as far as you know.
You've established a nice, like, creepy vibe to the dreams with Edwin as your main test subject.
My dream boy.
If my character ever gets a fucking dream, I'm going to fucking kick down the door on that shit. Like, he's gonna be fucking chatting
Blow this
up the
case
ghost in
wide
there.
open.
Well, that's the thing though. Is why is Godfrey my default name to say?
He's in your
Archibald,
brain, taking you over.
He is. Archibald has the highest luck coefficient that any of us have.
Yeah.
Edwin and
Yeah.
Valente -2, Octavia's -1, and Archibald is 0. So
Yeah.
I don't know if I must have mentioned before that at one point early in character creation, Archibald had a meme of like 100% luck growth.
That was
just for
hilarious,
the hell of
yeah.
it. Yeah,
I was
just
like,
'cause,
that's a bad idea.
but I still wanted it.
It would
why
only
is
keep,
100%?
it would only
luck
keep
growth
you
a bad
alive
idea?
3 times.
I see.
Yeah, but 3 times I don't get horribly injured.
No. 3
It's
times you don't
killed.
die, you can get horribly injured.
Yeah.
It's your luck miracle saves have to do if you roll the 20 on your permanent effect list, which is death.
That's why it's so hard to die, because you have to pass
Mhm.
through so many hoops in order to actually die.
I just find it so interesting that, like, Edwin has gotten, it feels like a lot
Let's
of, like,
count 'em.
the
1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, 4 and then 5 and 6. Because he had 2, there's people in my room dreams. He's had 6 dreams, and everyone else, Octavia's had 1, 2. Valente's had
2?
1.
Yeah. No, he's had 2. He's had 2.
What was the other one? What's the other one?
The other
In
one
the
was
cabin.
exploding.
Oh, right.
Like, the first one was exploding.
The first one was
other
purple exploding, and the second one was the wyvern.
Wait, remind me the people exploding one. I don't remember.
So it was one of Godfried's dreams. He was in the school when
Oh yeah. Sorry, I marked that one
And he
down. in a
saw-
different place.
grandpa got
yeah,
you
when he got
know.
Lothair's grandpa got exploded.
And what was the
and he
second one?
saw the guy that did it with green hair
What was the second one?
when he killed the wyvern.
Oh shit! I totally forgot
That
about that
does
one
not
too.
look like it act much like a wyvern, and they were planning on eating it.
I feel like after tonight, Rand and I should start a casino or something. Fucking dice.
The dice
The
was
dice
so.
baby.
It was the power of. I'm just gonna chalk it up to. It's the power of the character foils.
Yeah.
All right.
God.
Oh, I just marked that one. Weird color. No.
See,
Sorry, I'm like going through my list because I totally forgot to mark that Valente had that dream. Sorry,
So,
Valente.
who has the highest nightmares out of all the NPCs?
Amalthea and Gare are tied at 1. Godfried is 0.
for
When-
him.
And that's
This fucker-
specifically for weird dreams. They can have their own normal weird dreams. Like there's a certain
Yeah.
scale of just like, well that was weird, but you know, within reason.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Or
Val
that was
wakes up
bad,
all-
but within reason.
Yeah, Val wakes up all the time and is like, well, I just saw my wife die again, that sucked, and then goes on with his day.
Yeah, and then Gare wakes up and he says, I just saw Valente's wife die. And then he goes on. No. No, that hasn't
Wait,
happened
ser-
yet.
Oh, I
Yeah.
was...
Yet.
Oh boy.
Like I said,
Can't wait for that to
it's
happen.
completely randomized.
I was just waiting. I was like, is it gonna be a triple whammy today? Is
No.
it gonna be a triple whammy?
I
Unfortunately.
can't wait for that to happen.
Oh god.
Someone's gonna be like, wow, we're on a battlefield, and now I have to personally watch this Pegasus Knight get shot down while I get stabbed really hard. Fun, wonder who that was.
Really hope Amalthea is not the one that gets that one, but
Oh, no.
God.
the other two could probably handle it, but not her.
Sam, I don't know if any of my backstory content is in the dream
Oh, it is.
cycle, but it is. I
It
hope.
is.
Oh, I apologize to anyone who rolls that.
Edwin's the fun character to work with for the.
Here's the fun part about this, right?
Oh.
Every one of the major characters in Archibald's writing, A, can canonically communicate through dreams, and B, do so while dead. So, good luck!
Classy. Nice.
Oh no.
Whichever of you, if any of you ever get a dream from Archibald's side of things, congratulations, you're probably actually talking to a few real dragons, or some of whom may be ghosts.
Edwin's on the other side of the
Fine.
scale because as far as Edwin dreams go, I have, a couple like vague like war related themed ones, but then I also have like, classic school stuff like I went to class without my pants.
Oh, no.
And other fun stuff like that.
Poor Edwin.
So on the scale of Archibald to Edwin, whose stream do you want? But anyways,
Don't get mine!
don't get Archibald's. Anyways, I think that's a good place to call it for the night. Next week, I believe you have an obelisk to investigate. You guys might get into combat. If you guys spend a lot of time at the obelisk, that's, of course, you're welcome to.
We're going to fight the obelisk.
Yeah, but
No.
no, don't.
I mean, Sam has had that happen in a campaign before.
We
Oh.
made a fucking game about
Hold
that.
on, I'm trying to
Moving
remember the obelisk I made you fight.
It was with Sephiroth.
Oh my god, that map
Was
was
that the
awesome.
giant? Was that the giant like rotating?
Yeah!
Yep.
The whole thing. I
That's
remember drawing
pretty
that in
badass.
college, yeah.
I should
fact,
check. I should check out that one.
Air got the killing blow on that one.
Killing blow.
Excellent.
Excellent. Yes, it was
Got
pretty
it.
awesome. That was probably my favorite map from that whole campaign, which says a lot considering I hated all the other maps. Looking back, it was not a good campaign. But
I loved it.
I know you loved it, but I'm like, I look back, I like deleted it off YouTube because I was like, I literally can't look at this.
Oh no!
Oh,
I can't
Sam.
see it anymore.
I'm
thought- I
sorry,
felt
it's
like I was-
gone. It's been immolated.
Oh.
I don't think I have the
You
VODs
have-
either. I have the art. I have all the character art. But that's all I have. Yeah. That map was
makes
cool
us
though.
to
I like the
memory.
concept of a boss so big that it doesn't count as movement when it moves in place.
It just rotates.
It just rotates in place as a free action.
That's not unnerving.
Yeah. That was fun. But it's late and I have work tomorrow morning at I have to wake up at
Same.
7. So,
Oh, I have to wake up
Same.
at 6.
yes. Oh my
Yeah, so-
god, let's all go to bed.
Let's go on that
Let's go.
grind,
Let's
girlies.
get on that sleep. If you awake, you fake. 24-hour sleep cycle. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Nah.